Welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of this FA Cup clash between Dagenham and Redbridge and Salford City, the final one of the first round in the FA Cup. The draw for the second round will be on a little bit later in the programme, and we'll make sure you find out who your team get in the second round of the FA Cup. It looks a good, clean surface for a game of football to be played on. Can non-league Dagenham and Redbridge cause a cup shock and knock out League 2 side Salford City, who are owned by some of the what are called the class of the 92 in the Premier League of who played for Manchester United. Gary Neville amongst the owners in there. I can just see the Salford players going through last bit of instructions and handshakes between themselves inside their changing room right now, and it should be a good game for you all to go through. If you heard yesterday on the channel, St Albans getting a cup shock and knocking out Forest Green Rovers. Today will be hopefully the turn of Dagenham and Redbridge with a cup shock of their own against Salford City, and we should hopefully have a very good game. We've got our commentator standing by. There's been some other matches happening in the under-23s leagues this evening, so I'll just read through those scores. Burnley 0, Fulham 0 and Reading 1, Aston Villa 1 in the Premier League 2. And in the Professional Development League, Barnes under-23s lost 2-1 to Hull earlier on, while Colchester United under-23s currently drawing 0-0 with Millwall. And we've got a women's championship match tonight as Coventry United take on Bristol City as well. We'll keep you up to date with that as well throughout the half-time and full-time of this game. And we will also, like I mentioned, feature the second round draw when that is made in the pitch. And the fans inside the stadium are getting ready for kickoff. Kickoff is fast approaching. The tunnel is ready. I can see the teams just standing by. There's the match ball. There's a man there as well. The teams are in the tunnel. The referee is in the tunnel as well. There are the Salford team. Some of the Salford players who are on the bench today just watching out there. I can see the flag bearers getting ready as well to bring out the two teams onto the field of play, which we're getting ready for. Our man is sat already in his position as well. I'm sat just a couple of seats away from him as well. I can just see him sat down there. He's ready to go. It looks like the players will be ready to go in a couple of minutes. There's the Dagenham and Redbridge players just coming into the tunnel area to get ready to make their way out. I can see the fourth official stood there with the board to hold up how many stoppages or which players are going to come on and which players are going to go off, and that could be later on in the programme as well throughout the evening, with the players just standing by and waiting to come out of the tunnel here in this FA Cup match this evening. It's the final FA Cup match of the competition of round number 1, as National League side Dagenham and Redbridge plays to League 2 Salford City, and to get ready for kick-off, which is about 5 minutes to go. Let's say very good evening to your match commentator. He's all standing by. He's hand over to JB. Good evening, JB, and welcome to this match this evening.
Oh, indeed. It's a very cold night here in Dagenham tonight. I can tell you, I am absolutely wrapped up warm. It's not one for the faint. It's not weather for the faint-hearted. Thanks very much, Russ, and welcome everybody. We're going to have obviously the tributes to Armistice Day, of course. That takes place next Sunday, of course, and all games taking place over this weekend just gone will be playing the last post and paying a minute's silence, of course, to those that have served in the wars or conflicts over the last 120 years. As we just see the Salford players about to come out, terrific atmosphere here, and a really opportunity for Dagenham and Redbridge, owned by the Trinity Sports Holdings Limited, managed by Darryl McMahon, and commentator and fellow colleague Darryl, Mike Harnham will be interested. He's an ex-Stevenage player. I'm sure he's interviewed him for his Stevenage interview series as the teams now walk out of the tunnel away to my right-hand side, and a great reception from the Dagenham and Redbridge crowd. There's a few thousand, there's a couple of hundred that have come down from the northwest, from Salford, who are the favourites for this one. There's no question about that, and should be a cracking game in prospect. We saw what happened at St Albans just a few miles down the road yesterday when they knocked out Forest Green Rovers, who were top of League Two. There's something like 15 places between the two sides, 8th in the conference, plays 19th in League Two. It should be very, very close. Let me give you the two teams before we pause for the remembrance with Armistice Day coming up. So Dagenham side with Elliot Justham in goal. Then it's Will White, number 5, Kenny Clark, number 6, Callan Reynolds, number 2, Sam Ling, 19, Dean Ransley wears 4, Mohammed Skakaf wears 8, Matt Robinson, 12, Miles Weston, 11, Maro Vicente wears 20, and Angelo Balanta, who's the captain tonight, is number 10. He completes the lineup. No place in the side for the two top scorers, which is Paul McCallum, who's got 6 goals, and Josh Walker, 5. They're not in the team. On the subs bench, Laura, the goalkeeper, Saunders, Scott, Akambi, and Jones. Salford City, of course, managed by Gary Bowyer, former Blackpool manager. Connor Ripley in goal for him, for his side. Abu Tari, Jason Lowe, Ash Easton, Matt Lund, Josh Morris, Jordan Turnbull, Ahmad Otey, Andy Smith, Liam Shepherd, and Ian Anderson. We'll run through the team benches a little bit later on before the kick-off, but we're going to pause for reflection now for a few moments, as the teams now will just remember the people that died in conflict over the last 120 years or more, serving King, Queen, and country, of course. As we now hear the playing of the last post. So we're going to just pause for a second or two as the players now lay down poppy wreaths. We're going to pause for a few moments now as we remember the raw dead, the dead people that died in conflict fighting for our king and country over the last 100 years or so. We will remember them. Beautifully done, and I've got to say, well observed silence from both sets of supporters. Dagenham and Redbridge, of course, and Salford City. Let's just run for them. Salford City substitutes very quickly. Torrance, the goalkeeper. Love, McElney, Golden, Kernan, Denny, and Imai. The referee tonight comes from Hertfordshire. That's David Rock. Greg Reed and Aaron Farmer are the 2 assistants. And 4th official tonight, Carl Brook. And it's a very cold night. I feel sorry for the television commentators, Sam Matterface and Lee Dixon. They're up on the gantry. We're thankfully not on the gantry, I can tell you, but it is bitterly cold. Must be very cold up in that commentary box below me. Anyway, the players will take a customary knee in the ongoing battle against racism in football. The message is clear. There is no room for racism. So both sets of players take the knee and get a good round of applause from the supporters here at Victoria Road. Well, a few miles down the road last night, we saw what St Albans could do. Can Dagenham and Redbridge follow? They're in the red shirt, Salford in a changed shirt of all black. And they get the ball back to Connor Ripley, who made a real ricket a couple of weeks ago in a league match, which gifted Exeter City a winning League Two. So they don't want to be making mistakes like that tonight. As I say, Salford highly fancied to get out of League Two this season, one of the promotion contenders. Haven't really started the season well, but there's always a chance for them to try and put things right now. They'll be really wary that what happened to Forest Green Rovers, who were top of the table, top of the League Two table, and they went out at St Albans, and they were a part-time side. Dagenham and Redbridge practically are a full-time side, but battling for promotion from the conference at the moment as the ball is swept out here towards the far side. And here is number 10 here, Angelo Balanta, who has it on the far side. And of course, Dagenham and Redbridge, a club only formed 29 years ago, and they've won the first free kick of the game. It was an amalgamation, in fact, of Dagenham Football Club, which had been going since the 1800s, and Redbridge Forest, which had been going for quite a long time. They amalgamated and started in the conference, and the highest they've ever got in the pyramid is League One. They were soon relegated the next season. That was something like 10 years ago now. They fell on hard times and have been struggling in non-league ever since. So, but they're in a good position in the National League at the moment. 8th place, as I say, 15th place in between the two sides. And Dagenham have a free kick in towards the penalty area. It goes. And hooked away there by Salford. There was Carol Reynolds in there too. Ball up towards number 40 there, which is Ian Henderson, who's got 2 goals this season. And here's number 11, Josh Morris. Gets it out to the far side here. Good opportunity here for Salford early on. Shot comes in and it deflects away. And it will be a corner. Torre hitting the shot from the left-hand side. 2 minutes gone here at Victoria Road. And it's Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 0. First round of the FA Cup on our road to Wembley. 4th live commentary from the first round. Remember, we've got the second round draw for you to come. That will be with Russ Vernon and Mike Harneman a little bit later on. JB John Stuttard in the commentary box solo tonight. No Freya Clavier alongside me. I hope Freya's listening, by the way. As corner comes in, what's the area? A good save. No, it's gone in. It's gone in from 6 yards out. And Salford have the lead. And it's Turnbull who's got it from 6 yards out. It's a brilliant start for the League Two side. Elliot just got a hand to it, but could only palm it into the left-hand corner. And really, that is a really poor start for Dagenham and Redbridge. Not really picked up there was Turnbull, and it was a simple header, really. Good corner from the far side, and really the goalkeeper there just should be saving that for me because it's straight at him. His shirt was being pulled, by the way, Turnbull, but it didn't matter one jot. But the goalkeeper, for me, should be saving that. That's a real gift for Salford. But, I mean, said all that, he tested the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper wasn't up to the challenge. So Gary Bowyer's men have taken the lead on 3.5 minutes, or just shy of 3.5 minutes. It's Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1. And the favourites in front here and have taken a good early grip. But mind you, we saw what Forest Green Rovers, they took the lead at St Albans yesterday and came a cropper. So you never know. This is the FA Cup. It can make this is why we don't make predictions in this competition, because it can make a fool of anybody in this sort of thing. There's Gary Bowyer, former Blackburn and Blackpool manager. Very experienced campaigner for many, many years 4 minutes gone here. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 1. Ball forward over the top, but well cut out there by Callum Reynolds. Here's number 11, Josh Morris on the ball, but he's giving it straight away. And here's a chance now for Balanta now to come forward. And Vicenti now going forward. Can they cook up something here? And then got it out of the area. Cross Cross came in there from the bar line. And Connor Ripley took it at the near post. In fact, the ball had gone out of play. As that cross was coming in there. Playing three at the back. Looks like they're playing three at the back to me, Dagenham and Redbridge. They've conceded a free kick there. And Salford tried to get on with it quickly. Davy Rock was happy that was the case. Hasn't had to travel too far. Just 25 miles from Hertfordshire to East London tonight as the number 3 here, Torre, hooks that ball away. But only as far as number 5 here. Will Wright comes forward. Right. Might have a go now. He's run towards the area. Wright sets it up here. Here's Robinson. Robinson out to the left-hand side. And here's the number 11 now, Weston. And he'll run at them. He's appeared in all 16 games for Dagenham this season and gets the cross in. And it's hooked away. Brilliant by the Salford defenders. I think Jason Lowe got a touch. And now the ball is hooked towards the far side. It's a terrific ebb and flow to this cup tie. And Salford now come forward, pick up the loose ball. Here's the number 20, Ortei. And his shot gets a deflection. It will be a corner. Came off Robinson, number 12. Matt Robinson, that is. Got 3 goals this season. And it's always also worth noting that Dagenham and Redbridge have never lost to a team from Greater Manchester in any competition in their history. So, mind you, it's only over a 29-year history. Man, can just make up for his earlier mistake if called upon. Here comes the corner from the near side this time. Here it comes into the penalty area. And and the goalkeeper mispunched it. But in the end, it went through to Will Wright, who gets the ball away there for Dagenham. Oh, my goodness me. The goalkeeper for Dagenham and Redbridge does not look comfortable at all. And you can understand Daryl McMahon's frustrations at the moment. He would have expected to at least have started well in the opening 6 minutes. Non-league sides do tend to be lacking a little bit in fitness somewhat. But at the moment, we're not seeing a repeat of what happened at St Albans just down the road. But you never know. Football's a funny way of churning things out at the moment. Now, not a bad side, Dagenham and Redbridge. The last 6, though, they've only won 2 of their last 6. There was an FA Cup win at Wealdstone, of course, which took them to this stage. And Balanta got 2 goals in that game. In fact, 88th and 90th minute. They were trailing 1-0 on the 7th minute in that game to Wealdstone. It looked as if they were going to be a victim of a giant killing themselves. But as I said, Angelo Balanta got 2 late goals in that game to sort of send them through. They were away from home as well. So if I can offer any hope to any Dagenham supporters or any fans of non-league football listening in, that is a statistic that could give them a little bit of hope. But at the moment, Salford put in a very professional performance with Jason Lowe on the ball, gets the ball back. And Salford, of course, not in good form themselves. Just only won one of their last 5. So a lot for Gary Bowyer's team to prove. That, as I said, they were amongst the promotion contenders at the start of the season to get out of the basement division in the Football League. But as it's always been the case, they just haven't lived up to the high expectations, of course, by their owners. Of course, the class of '92, Messrs. Nicky Butt, Gary and Phil Neville, David Beckham, Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs. They bought the club in 2014, and they've seen real progression in that time. 7 years they bought the club, and here they are as a Football League side. But they want higher expectations for the club. But with every promotion for Salford, there's always going to be an high expectation. Graham Alexander found that out last season when they finished only 8th place. So it's very difficult, really, for a Salford manager right now. It's a very tough job in League Two. Salford's got decent resources as well at that level, even at League Two level, but even good resources like what Salford have got do don't guarantee success. They have won the AFL trophy last season before last, so they've had a lot of success, but this has not been one of their more successful seasons. But here they come again now with Otey edge of the penalty area. Ball knocked back by Lowe. And now number 11, Josh Morris takes possession. Good football this from Salford, looking really good on the eye. The ball played into the penalty area and turned away by Kenny Clark, and out of play for a throw-in midway inside the Dagenham half to Salford, which number 3, Torre, is going to take on the far side. FA Cup first round. Of course, if it does end a draw, incidentally, it's not like the Carabao where it has to be decided on the evening. In the first 4 rounds of this competition, we don't have they have a replay to try and sort it out. So if it was to end a draw, they'd be at the end of tonight. No extra time. A replay up at Salford in a week and a half's time would be 9 or 10 days from now. Less than 10 days, I would have thought. That would sort the men out from the boys in that one, of course, and then that would have to be decided then in the replay. But a long, long way to go in this game yet. It could be decided on the night here. But here goes Matt Robinson. And Robinson, well, I thought he was pushed there by Smith, but the referee didn't agree, and Andy Smith got away with it. Ball down the right-hand channel, and a chance here now for Otey to chase, but well across came Kenny Clark. Did really well there. Terrific performance. As I say, this really is a terrific atmosphere now building now, but it's Salford in charge with nearly 11 minutes gone in the first half here. FA Cup first round action here. 4th and final live commentary from the TC Hub and, of course, and our partner channels. That's JB Sports, J-DAC Football, Storm FM and TC Hub 2. We're also on Twitter and Twitch as well. Here's number 8 now on the ball. Sagaf over on the far side. Can Dagenham and Redbridge just get a foothold in this game? Here's number 5 here. Right, going forward. Stopped there by number 16, Jordan Turnbull, who's got the opening goal of the game. 3 minutes when that goal went in the back of the net. Still 1-0 to Salford, remember. And here they are on the ball now with Smith. And then the ball back to Connor Ripley. Son, of course, a former Middlesbrough man, Stuart Ripley. And here's Eastham, who's the captain for Salford tonight. Salford, of course, as I said, owned by the class of 92, but the day-to-day running of the club at up there is run by chairwoman Karen Baird, and she's done a terrific job. And she's actually a designer by trade, Karen. So she's made a few quid from that, but she's the chairwoman of the Salford City, and she's done a fantastic job. Always enjoying the big occasions where it comes, and she's obviously had a few trips to the Wembley Road box, of course, in the last few years for Salford, where they won the conference and then conference playoffs, and then they won the EFL trophy, the delayed EFL trophy as well. So they've had their good days at Salford, but it's been a very difficult season so far for Gary Bowyer's men. But Gary Baird is the day-to-day runner of the club at Salford. Of course, the Neville brothers busy with their jobs at the moment. Gary for television, and of course Phil Neville managing over in Miami at the moment. And of course, David Beckham, he's also in the very heavily involved in running an MLS club. He's got a 10% shake in Salford. Anyway, Bill for half side there as the ball spread through. Chances there for Dagenham and Redbridge, but it looks as if there was an offside there, possibly against number 10 here, Angelo Balanta. And indeed he was. He was about a yard, maybe a yard and a half offside there. Of course, we've got international football coming up in the next couple of weeks here on the commentary hub, of course. We'll be watching England and Scotland, the Northern Home nations, very closely. Of course, England have got 2 games left. Albania at Wembley and then San Marino away. If they can win one of those 2 matches, they're through to the World Cup in Qatar a year from now, 12 months now, before that World Cup, of course, the first ever Winter World Cup. Can we believe? Would you never have thought that 10, 20 or 12 years ago when Qatar won the bid, controversially won the bid for the World Cup there? I would have scarcely believed it, but there you go. That's just the way football is these days. And here's number 12 now on the ball now. Matt Robinson gets the ball out to number 11 here. This speedy little winger, Miles Weston. Here he goes again. Tries to twist and turn and get a crossing towards the penalty area. Headed out. And it comes away to number 2 again. This is Callum Reynolds. Number 12 is Matt Robinson. Robinson out to the far side this time. And a shot coming in and over the top. It was Sagaf with the effort that just went over the top of the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. So we've played what's... We've played sort of like all over a quarter of an hour. Still no goal. Still 1-0. And yeah, we've just in fact played a quarter of an hour. So I was right all along. As the ball now is with Weston on this near side. Weston infield. And then Weston gets the ball back, and then the ball knocked back by Lowe, the captain, back to Connor Ripley. Kicks away right-footed. Down the ground it goes. High and long. Wright attacked it very, very well. Here's number 12, Matt Robinson, in possession. Gets the ball out to Weston. Tricky little winger, this Miles Weston. He's a tremendous footballer by repute. Ball out towards the far side. Heading away. Comes to Valente now. Valente tries to hook the ball forward, and then the ball hooked back out. And now an opportunity now for Salford on the counter-attack. The ball is now back with number 4, Dean Rance. And he's a midfield player by trade. And here come Dagenham and Redbridge inside the penalty area. And big number 10, Valente just lost the possession there. Rance has it now midway inside the Salford half. Dagenham having a good little spell here. Last 2 or 3 minutes. Good running there by Shagaf. Gets the cross in there. Appeal for a penalty. David Rock, I don't think wants to know. Goal kick has been awarded. David Rock doesn't feel the need to give a penalty there to Dagenham and Redbridge. Let's have a look on replay. It's Turnbull's challenge. Hard to tell from the first angle I'm seeing it from. We do have monitors in the ground, but that first television angle, pictures, of course, of our pitch are monitors. Pictures come from the host broadcaster of this match tonight, ITV Sport. But I'll tell you what, it was very inconclusive, that first angle we saw it from. I need to see a more close-up view of that, or from behind the goal, just to find out where he did get the ball. Very hard to tell. But they're having a good bit of spell here. Dean Rance gets it out. And then the ball flicked out to Weston on this left-hand side. Goes in field, finds Robinson. Robinson on halfway, gets the ball down. And here's number 20, Valente. And he gets it out as well. Number 8 now is Sagaf. You can make good bursts down that flank. And here's Sagaf again. Here's Balanta. Balanta now keeps possession. Sagaf is in support. And the ball played in there. And that looked a tug for me. And a free kick to Dagenham and Redbridge. And Turnbull is furious with the linesman on the far side, which is Greg Reed. But it was a clear shirt tug there for me on Weston. There was no doubt about that. Right-hand side, the free kick. David Rock needs to have eyes in the back of his head. And I'm sure he'll have had a little bit of a warning there, the Salford City player. So remember, no goals yet. 1-0, sorry, to Salford. Go after 3 minutes. Can Dagenham get this equalising goal? Darryl McMahon will certainly hope so. Former Macclesfield manager, of course. Right, and number 11, Weston, and the 2-man committee on the far side. Right-hand side, Rance is forward, Reynolds is forward. So too is Kenny Clark. Ball played in there towards the back post, and it's just too high for Balanta, who can't reach it. If anything, the free kick there from Weston was probably a touch too deep. And it goes behind for a goal kick. With 19 minutes gone here at Victoria Road. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 1. Good cup tied up. And also what that early goal for Salford means is I don't have another 0-0. I don't have another 0-0. So I keep up my record in every live match I've commentated for the TC Hub in 6 months of working for them. I've actually kept up a very good ratio of no goalless draws. Not from memory anyway. Anyway, here's Atlanta now. I wouldn't mind a good comeback win from Dagenham and Redbridge because we love the magic of a cup shock. Here's Weston now for Dagenham and Redbridge. The ball comes off the Salford defender. It will be a throw in. Level with the 18-yard box. Here is the ball played forward and the flag has stayed down. The cross comes in and it deflects away. I think it's a corner kick to Dagenham. Came off Smith. In fact, it's a throw. Just a couple of yards by that corner quadrant on the near side. 20 gone here at Victoria Road. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 1. Corner this time for Dagenham and Redbridge, and it will be taken from the near side. You can bet your bottom dollar. Can they get the equalising goal? They're going to bring their big men forward. Rancy's forward. Number 6, Kenny Clark's forward. 19 is Sam Ling, who's on the edge of the penalty area. So too is Robinson. He's inside the box. Rancy's there too. It's like him and Clark and Robinson are forming a 3-man chain inside the area. Number 5 is going to take it. Will Wright, the captain. Can he provide the oracle here? Wright's corner into the area. Header! A free header and it's wide. A free header and it should have been the equaliser. But when Chenti could not take it, I think it might have come off a Salford player. If it did, it was a good challenge. It was. It's a corner. Another corner like that from Wright, and this could cause Salford an awful lot of problems. Here comes Wright again. Trots over to the left-hand side, the near side as we look. Places the ball on the byline of the corner quadrant. 1-0 still to Salford. We're coming up to the halfway mark of the first half. Wright's corner again towards the near post. Corner a kick again. Third in succession from the same side. To Dagenham and Redbridge. Good defending that time from Salford at the near post. Wright will try. Can he make it third time lucky? Here on the TC Hub with JB Sports, J-DAC Football, Storm FM and TC Hub 2. As the corner comes in again from that side from Wright and headed away. It will be a throw-in. And Dagenham are having a terrific little 5 minutes or so here. Throw taken quickly. Here's the cross in from Reynolds. And that again caused a lot of confusion. And in fact, a free kick has been given inside the penalty area to Salford City with 22 minutes gone. And it's been fast and furious 22 minutes here at Victoria Road. It's Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 1. And what a game it has been so far. Enjoyable, to say the least. Salford taking the lead earlier on through a good header from Turnbull, although Elliott, just in the goal, will be annoyed with himself for failing to keep that out. Apart from that, really, he has not had anything else to do. Here is number 32, Shepherd on the ball. Shepherd turns and then uses his defender again. Forward again, it goes by Eastham. Big Ash Eastham now gets it forward, but the ball can't be kept in by Ian Henderson, who's only got 2 goals to his name this season, playing up front today. As I said, the top scorer is top lead scorer is Elliott, but in all competitions, Thomas Asante has got 4 goals, but he's not in the team today. As the brave travelling Salford City fans, there's probably about 100 of them have come up from Manchester today, from Greater Manchester this evening. Ball flavoured through, but it's going to fall nicely for Elliott Justin, who kicks away now out of his hands outside the penalty area, or just inside, sorry, the penalty area. But it comes with Salford again. Been a good 23 minutes there. It's halfway through the first half. This is Shepherd. Shepherd going down the right-hand channel. Has to cut back inside. Here's number 4 now. Jason Lowe. Lowe inside the circle, or the centre circle, that is. And but I have to say, Dagenham are giving as good as they got in this opening half of the first half. The ball forward again. Chances here for Salford. Ball played in there towards Josh Morris, and he couldn't be found. And Reynolds had to knock it out for a throw-in. And it will be taken here by Toure for Salford. 24 gone here. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 1 on a cold night in East London. Of course, Dagenham, the birthplace of a certain Sir Alf Ramsey, and of course Terry Venables, 2 England managers. Dagenham and Redbridge, of course, the furthest they've ever got in the pyramid was League One some 10 years ago. So they know what this is all about, but they are the underdogs here tonight. According to the bookmakers, Salford will be favourites according to the bookies. The ball not forward again, but really there's nothing to choose between them. As I say, only 15 places between them in the league pyramid. There were a bit more at St Albans yesterday, and St Albans pulled off the mother of all cup shocks of the weekend. Buxton, of course, pulled off a shock at York City. Away from home at what I was going to say the Kit Kat Crescent, but it's not there anymore. It's their new ground. They pulled off a shot away. I remember the Kit Kat Crescent at York, the old ground. But as I say, it's a great fillet for someone like Buxton, and Buxton will be hoping for a football league team at home. They can get the television cameras down there to the home of the Derbyshire. Of course, Buxton very well known for its spring water. But they pulled off a very, very good cup upset. And I don't think York will be selling too many bottles of Buxton water anytime soon. Other waters are available. But no shock on at the moment here at Dagenham, where Dagenham trail 1-0 to Salford. 3rd minute goal from Jordan Turnbull separates the two protagonists here. But give Dagenham and Redbridge their dues. They are well and truly in this game. They've created a few opportunities and caused some hairy moments for the Salford defenders. And here comes number 6 for them. And that was Kenny Clark getting out to the far side. Cross comes in, looking towards Vachetti. And here he is again. Number 12 is Robinson. Robinson gets it out to the near touchline. And here's this tricky little ringer again, Weston. And it's back to Robinson, who shoots right-footed, but over the top of Connor Ripley's crossbar. And behind for a goal kick to Salford. But just for a moment, he'd opened up very nicely here for Matt Robinson to hit it right-footed. But just didn't catch it well. Didn't get the trajectory or the spin on the ball to at least hit the target and test Connor Ripley. But a goal kick nevertheless to Salford, who would be very relieved there because it was a threatening moment or two there for the Daggers. As I said, they've been for a lot of... it's a good club with a very small history, although they were involved in a bit of a match fixing scandal a few years back. You don't want to say too loud in these parts, I'll tell you. Anyway, here comes Salford now, and the ball out of play. Comes off the stand. It's a very small ground. Holds 6,000 this Victoria Stadium. And it's, as I say, it's a very nice sized ground. Even at non-league level, it's quite a good ground. And I would say there's about 3,000, maybe 4,000 in there. Lowe's got a cut there, and there's blood seeping from his right eye. Top of his right eye, and I haven't seen that. I don't think David Rock has actually seen that. Surely Lowe's got to get that treated. Anyway, number 3 here, Toure now has the ball, and here is Otey. Salford now starting to have a little bit of possession with Lund. Been a good first half. This here's the aforementioned Lowe. Salford, one of the pre-season favourites, as I say, to win League Two. But they're not having things all their own way. 19th. They've only got 16 points from their 15 games so far. Gary Bowyer said they've been playing some good stuff, but I would beg to differ about that. But here they come again. They've been presented with an opportunity here to make it 2. And there was a chance for Otey, but terrific challenge there. Weston gave the ball away in possession, get possession away rather cheaply there. And in the end, it was down to the defender, number 6, Kenny Clark, to get across there and deny Otey an opportunity to make it 2. It's a throw-in to Salford. The League Two side, of course, were non-league when they first took part in this FA Cup. Cross came in, comes to the edge of the area, and Dagenham getting away. And now they've got a chance to break through Robinson. He's gone through the centre. He's over the halfway line. Robinson now had to hold up play because he wanted to make sure that Will Chetty was onside, and he was. And in fact, they've won a free kick here, Salford. Dagenham, sorry. 29 and a quarter minutes gone. Are we going to see some FA Cup drama now? Set plays was always going to be the key for Dagenham tonight. If they can make one of these count, Will Wright is a very good police specialist, as we've seen already this evening. Can he make one of these count? Live here on the TCL, fourth commentary of the weekend, of FA Cup first round weekend. Remember, we've got the second round draw to come after the climax of this game here tonight. Free kick taken short, cross in from the right-hand side, a header back across the goal and headed away by Salford. Another dangerous moment then for the league side as we hit the half an hour mark here on JB Sports. Oh, a chance here on a mistake, and Bolanta, who was the match winner in the last round, could not profit from a mistake by Smith. It caught me out by surprise, I must say. But a real opportunity wasted. FA Cup first round, fourth commentary of the first round weekend, live on the TCR, TCR 2, JB Sports, J-DAC Football, and Storm FM. We're also on Periscope, Twitter, and Twitch. And our streaming partner, of course, for the season is the Melon Streaming at www.melonstreamingapp.com. And, of course, we've got a website for Facebook, which we'll tell you about in a minute, because this game has been up and at and right from the word go. Half an hour gone. Dagenham and Redbridge have just wasted a great opportunity. And it was Bolanta who wasted it a few seconds ago after a mistake by Smith, Andy Smith. Ball played in there. And Salford now just having possession. Just to remind you of our TCL Facebook page, it's www.facebook.com/the commentary hub if you want to check us out on Facebook. Ball played across, and that's hooked away. Of course, TC Hub we bring you more competitions. Of course, we've got women's football coming up with Nicholas Jones this month as well. Plenty of World Cup qualifications games, and Nicholas will be across them for you. Of course, next month, of course, December, we'll also have Nicholas on duty for the Women's FA Cup final as well. So some cracking football. Well, of course, we'll have a full Premier League football programme, Champions League, and all that. Here's a chance now for number 2 for Salford, but the flag was up for offside anyway. Well, my last commentary was a famous European night at Anfield the other week with me and Freya Clavier. It's not as glamorous as that night, but the FA Cup is one of the great levels. Offside against Dagenham, their free kick. But the FA Cup has always been a great level, and it's a competition I've always enjoyed commentating on for many, many years. Because the thing that I love about the FA Cup is the fact that anything can happen. Shocks can happen, and we've got a problem with the match ball. It's not. I think the ball may have popped, which is very rare in games these days. As we have we have a bird's eye view there from one of the TV cameras. We've actually got a sort of what do you call it? What are those things in the sky? Anyway, I can't even think what they are now. Drones, that's the word. Drones. On the tip of my tongue there. Anyway, we're inside the last 13 minutes of the first half plus injury time. FA Cup first round action for a Monday night. Russ Vernon in the host chair. He's drinking away, I can tell you, on a Bovril. Or he's had a Bovril 08 during the first half. And I'm absolutely freezing to death, waiting for my turn to go down to the kiosk and get myself a Bovril as well, as the free kick comes in here towards the far side, and the ball knocked back to Connor Ripley for Salford. But I tell you what, it's been a good cup tie to enjoy here down at the Victoria Ground. Live alternate commentary for a Monday night. And of course, we'll have international football. The ball is literally on the roof and out of the ground, to use a cricketing expression. That's something, and I think the ball has gone out into the car park. I hope It's a good job. We didn't bring any cars down with us. We went by public transport, so we're okay. What if it's hit Mark Pugash's car? Anyway, the ball is now with Dagenham and Redbridge. 1-0 down in this FA Cup tie. Can they force an equaliser before half-time? They've got just over 11 minutes to try and put that right, but they're still very much in this game. And, of course, they had that late fight back at Wealdstone in the last round as an audacious right-footed attempt from nearly 35 yards came in from Callum Reynolds, which zooms over the top of the bar. At half-time, Russ will run you through a few scores and a review of all the cup action. And, of course, we had some shocks in the Premier League this weekend, most notably West Ham 3, Liverpool 2 last night. Yesterday, terrific result there. Good result for Leeds, 1-1 in their match against Leicester. Not a bad result, that. There was one or two controversial incidents in that game as well. Burnley got a good point at Chelsea on Saturday, which was a terrific result. And, of course, Dean Smith and Daniel Farker have been high-profile casualties, of course. And in other news, of course, in the Premier League today, Newcastle have formally announced Eddie Howe on a 2.5-year contract at St James's Park. And he'll be working with Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson, and one or two others as well. Matt Ritchie, of course, with one of his charges at Bournemouth. So he'll be linking up with old Bournemouth colleagues that he managed down there at Dean Court for many, many years. Anyway, I'm sure Russ will discuss that with you in depth during our halftime sequence at halftime. Just remind you that the draw for the second round will be live with Russ and Mike Harneman a little bit later on. But here in the game, it's JB John Stuttard commentating on the first half here for the TCL. Alternate commentary is Connor Ripley hosts that one towards the touchline and out of play. Robinson catches the ball really well. Put him in the English cricket team. Here's Reynolds with the throw. Taking to the Ashes with us. Of course, England are into the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup. And if they can go all the way and win that, what a fillip it will be for the cricketers going towards the Ashes, of course, which start next month. We'll have updates on that, of course, on the commentary hub. Later scores anyway as the ball's threaded in. Oh, good header and a great save from Ripley to deny Robinson from 4 yards range. Looked as if it was a certain equaliser there for Dagenham and Redbridge. And it should have been. Robinson came in late. Got away from the intentions there of number 6 there, of Andy Smith rather, and well, that could have been the equaliser. But what it does do is give Dagenham and Redbridge another opportunity and a chance for Will Wright to hoist in one of those corners from the left-hand side, causing no end of problems here for the Salford defence. Here's Wright with the corner into the area. Oh, and I thought there might have been a touchdown. Wright can reload from that far side, but he's reloaded it too far, and it sails over the top. Another good moment for Dagenham and Redbridge, passes them by. But I tell you what, Darryl McMahon can take an awful lot of positives, even if it's 1-0 at half-time, because they're well and truly in this game, and he's asking for calm from his side. Come on, don't be daft, he's saying. Gary Bowyer, his side might be leading this football match, but I tell you what, his heart would have been in his mouth when the header came in from Matt Robinson, because it looked a certain equaliser. But you've got to say Connor Ripley made an absolute superb save to keep Salford in front. Remember, Connor Ripley chucked 3 points away the other week against Exeter City, which gifted them a winner. A ridiculous own goal, which decided matters up at the Peninsula Stadium. And, well, that went a real change over the last few years, and it looks a nice, super little ground. When the Class of 92 took over, it wasn't a particularly good-looking ground, but the stadium now they've got, Salford, is one of the best in League Two in terms of nicely built grounds. And the ball again on the roof, out of the ground again, to quote the cricketing expression. You don't often want to be saying that in the middle of autumn. Cricket season's been well over now for 2 months. 38.5 minutes gone. We've got a new football now. Ball boys will be working overtime on that far side. You should get double time for what they're doing tonight. Anyway, here's number 3, Abu Tarain, coming forward now. Picks out Andy Smith, who's not there. And here's a chance now for Weston to stretch his legs and take on Andy Smith. He's got Robinson on the overlap on the left-hand side. Robinson will take on Andy Smith. Robinson's cross towards the penalty area, headed out by Teray. But it's back again with Weston. He'll run at Smith again, and he'll beat him. Oh, what a good save! What a terrific save down away to his left by Connor Ripley. He looked at the equaliser all the way from Miles Weston. He hit it left-footed, and he hit it across goal, which from that angle you must invariably do. He did everything right, but Connor Ripley was up to the challenge. Here come Dagenham and Redbridge. Robinson in possession. Robinson now. Will he try another shot? He tries a left-footed shot. The goalkeeper can only parry. And away goes Turnbull to knock it into touch on the far side for a throw-in. Connor Ripley forced to make a couple of good saves here for Salford. How they're in front of this game, I do not know how or why. What will happen next in this game? Coming up to the 40th minute here of the first half, and what a good first half it has been. Crossing from the right-hand side, headed away. It'll come here for Rance. Rance now finds number 8, which is Sagaf, and the ball played in. Shot comes in from Valanta. It deflects, and then the ball out of play, and goal kick, I think, has been given. But Connor Ripley has forced 2 magnificent saves in the space of 3 minutes. The first one from Miles Weston. He took on Andy Smith, whipped him for pace. That was going into the far right-hand corner. Then the second effort here from Matt Robinson. Left-footed drive. It bounces in front of him. And that made the save a little bit awkward, but he did everything right there. Connor Ripley, good goalkeeping. Keeps Salford in the lead. With almost 4.25 minutes to go to half-time, plus any injury time that fourth official, Carl Brook, will want to add on. David Rock hasn't had too much to do, by the way, the referee from Hertfordshire. It's been such a good cup tie that he hasn't had that much to do in terms of refereeing. I have to say, he's done really well, David, referee Rock. He's let everything go at the first opportunity, and I have to say he's done very, very well. Here's the throw to Dagenham and Redbridge, who are coming very close to an equaliser here. They're on top. The one thing they won't want is half-time, to be perfectly honest. Well, the scoreboard says 42. The television scoreboard says 41-30. So one scoreboard must be wrong. Anyway, Connor Ripley has possession here for Salford. 1-0 they lead, but it's a slender lead. And I tell you what, even if they trail at half-time, Dagenham and Redbridge can take a lot of heart from a tremendous first-half performance. Ripley has kept Salford in the game. There's no doubt about that. He's got to be an early contender for player of the match at this moment in time here on a freezing cold night in East London. And of course, not too far down the road, we saw West Ham pull off a real football miracle by beating Liverpool. And here's a chance now for Dagenham, but across comes Smith. And oh dear, Connor Ripley made an absolute hawks of that. It's gone straight to Weston, to Robinson. And this could be trouble now if Dagenham and Redbridge play this right for Salford. Balanta to Robinson. Robinson checks. Looks to ready through the legs to Balanta. Finds it comes to Weston again. And he's not scared to take on all comers. Balanta now. 20 yards from goal. Ball played in there. And here's Weston. Low cross. Hits the defender. Corner again to Dagenham. They're having a good spell here. They won't want this first half to end. Shepherd with the block. Another corner kick. I'm making about 5, maybe 6 corners they've had. Maybe more. But with 2 minutes to go plus injury time at the end of the first half. Here on here on the TC Hub. It's still 1-0 and it's a slender 1-0 lead. And here's Will Wright again with one of his repertoire. He's gone short this time. Back to Wright again. He crosses into the area. Oh, I thought for a moment Reynolds had got in there, but he hadn't. Lund got there first. I tell you what, if Reynolds had got there first, there'd have been a few Salford hearts in mouths. It's just a good job that Matt Lund got there first before Callum Reynolds did, because if Reynolds had got there, there'd have been some trouble. And we've got trouble here for Connor Ripley. I think he's collided with Lund. That's what's happened. Or, well, he's collided with one of the... he's collided with Reynolds as it happens. Or is it Rance? Number 4, Rance. Well, Ripley now in the wars, but his 2 magnificent saves a few moments ago have kept Salford in the lead. So we're going to have a bit of stoppage time for sure at the end of the first half. Connor Ripley's treatment will take at least a minute or so. And it's his knee that's been tended to here. Always a worry when the goalkeeper's stricken. They do have Torrance, who's the backup goalkeeper, on the bench if need be. But Connor Ripley's up and on his feet, I'm pleased to tell you. And what's David Rock doing here? He's being told to go off the field. Now, they can't allow this. I think he's telling the physio to go off there. And David Rock is okay now. He's going to take the corner. He's just telling the physio to get off the field, I think. Anyway, here comes the corner in towards the near post. They've got to test the goalkeeper, surely. There's a scramble inside the area from Wright's free kick, in fact, corner kick. But in fact, there was a foul inside that pinball machine sort of area, and a free kick has been awarded to Salford there. Foul there on one of the Salford players there. We've got 2 added minutes at the end of the first half, incidentally. Action-packed. Only goal that came after 3 minutes from the head of Jordan Turnbull. Bullet header that Elliot Justin will be very annoyed that he didn't keep out. But having said that, I have to say David Rock's had a good first half. But having said that, Dagenham and Redbridge have certainly had the lion's share of it all. They've certainly made Salford work for this half-time lead if they were to hang on and get it. And Gary Bowie would need to try and calm things down in the interval, I fancy here. A minute away now from the Bovril as the ball comes in now to number 20, which is Otey. Otey now turns away from his man and still has it. And the ball is out of play. Will be a Salford throw to be taken by Liam Shepherd. Well, it's not been an easy game for Salford so far. 1 up, but it's not the most comfortable as the lead. It's the most slenderous the leads, if truth be told. Ball played in now. Chance for Salford now. They couldn't make it 2. It would be really harsh on Dagenham, but the cross from Josh Morris was knocked away, really. And that would have been really harsh on Dagenham and Redbridge if Salford had scored a second, because they haven't deserved it. They've been the better side, Dagenham, no doubt about it. But here's Otey again. There's the cross. Oh, that was almost a second. Ball played into the penalty area. And it was tucked over the bar. Salford just coming on strong at the end of this first half. Otey's cross. In fact, it was turned away. Turned away by one of the Dagenham players. It might have been Reynolds. In fact, it wasn't. It was Will Wright. And in fact, it's a cold kick. Henderson, the player that he was helping to find. At the end of the 2 minutes now, surely after this kick now from Justin will be the half-time whistle. And David Rock, the ref from Hertfordshire, on cue, bolts for half-time. So it's been a very good first half from Dagenham, but they trail to a goal after 3 minutes from Jordan Turnbull, a header from 6 yards, which goalkeeper Elliot Justin will be very, very disappointed. He didn't really keep out, but Dagenham have had several good opportunities. Most of all, Weston testing Connor Ripley, and then a few seconds later, Matt Robinson testing Connor Ripley as well. But it's been an action-packed first half here at Victoria Road. I'm off for a half-time Bovril. I'll be back in time for the second half. It's over to us for the half-time sequence, but at half-time here in this final FA Cup first round tie this evening, it's the League Two side who lead, only narrowly. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1.
Thank you very much there to JB for excellent first half commentary there. We've like JB said, we'll be bringing you the second round draw a little bit later on, and I'll be analysing the first half of this match. So don't go anywhere, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the FA Cup first round clash between Dagenham and Redbridge and Salford City. Dagenham and Redbridge currently trailed by a goal to the goal coming on 3 minutes. And how JB has described the action in the first half very, very well, as he always does. An excellent first half commentary. You'll hear more from JB throughout the second half. Elsewhere in the under-23s matches in Premier League 2 action today, Burnley 1, Fulham 2, Reading 2, Aston Villa 1 are latest scores. In the Professional Development League earlier, Barnsley lost 2-1 to Hull, where Colchester are still drawing 0-0 with Millwall. In the Women's Championship at half-time, Coventry United lead against Bristol City by a goal to nil. Hardy with the goal on 44 minutes. No other competitive leagues around the world in action today due to it being the international break this week. Hopefully you're all doing a fantastic this Monday evening, as we just get ready to see some of the highlights and some of the key action again at half time for what has been a superb game in the match between Dagenham and Redbridge and Salford City. That goal early on just inside 3 minutes, the difference from Turnbull at the break, and we'll analyse that action fairly well, and then I'll just run you through some of the other matches as well. Good news for Rotherham United that year, Bennett is not as bad as first feared after his serious injury against Bromley, which saw Minogue sent off in that game. As we just see the goal here for Turnbull, a wonderful corner from the Salford left into a dangerous area. Turnbull powered his way through to Ed Turnbull was being manhandled, as was Salford's captain, the number 5 as well. And Dagenham and Redbridge trailed by a goal to nil, but that goal does not tell the whole story. Dagenham and Redbridge have been the much better side in this game and do not deserve to be trailing in them. And we're just going to see, probably have a look in a minute on who's monitoring now, as some Dagenham and Redbridge chances, which we are, they're coming from mistakes which they're forcing them. This is a chance for their number 10 to have a striking on goal, which Ripley saved well. Then there was a crossing from the right, and Robinson managed to get in, unmarked all the way, and just a free header just was tipped over by Ripley there. And that's what Dagenham and Redbridge can do. You can see how well they do in the league games. You can see how well they do it. You can see how well they're doing tonight, and they're causing a lot of problems. And the way this game's been played, you wouldn't think that Dagenham and Redbridge are the non-league side. You'd think Salford are the non-league side. Dagenham are the League 2 side, with the amount of good work they're doing, and especially Miles Weston on this left-hand side, twisting, turning, and then cutting back onto his right foot and putting it back onto his left to Paul Clawson, which was headed away. We're just seeing a chance here now where he gets in behind Shepherd and almost put a ball across, which Smith blocked out. He gets the ball there again, Weston, lovely run inside, that shot, he did everything right, cut inside and fire across goal, because if the keeper parried it out into the middle of the goal, into the box, that could have resulted in a goal for Dagenham and Redbridge. And for me, Dagenham and Redbridge have been the better side. Gary Boy, you'll probably be telling the players that right this moment, that you've been second best in that first half, but you're still winning. I want to see an improved second half performance because despite us leading at half time, it's not a good performance from you. It would be saying, I know you can play better than what you are playing in this game so far, but you need to show that kind of levels not there just yet. And if the Dagenham and Redbridge manager, I think for Dagenham and Redbridge, their manager was saying more of the same, keep causing them problems, keep pushing them back, and I can see us scoring no longer from here. And the goalkeeper there, be unlucky for Dagenham and Redbridge, should have really stayed, but we were unlucky, just bounced off him and threw his arms into the back and then come off his face and threw his arms into the back of the net. Should be a good moment or so. Some great work this evening from Dagenham and Redbridge, and I'm just going to pitch our commentator in for a brief moment. And JB, if you're there, can you hear
Yes,
my friend? Well,
yes.
JB, as I've just been mentioning, from my opinion, you'd think Dagenham and Redbridge would be the league side rather than Salford City in that first half, wouldn't you, mate? That's what I think. Do you tend to agree with what I've just said there? That if you just turn this game on towards the end of that first half, and weren't sure which league each team was in, you'd think Dagenham and Redbridge were possibly the league side based on that final, based on the first half, really.
Absolutely. I mean, the first half, first few seconds, Salford got the goal, which put them in front, and you thought, "Oh, here we go again. Is it going to be one of these avalanche jobs for the league side?" But you've got to give Daryl McMahon his fair dues because he's come back. His team have come back strongly, and if it wasn't for goalkeeper Connor Ripley pulling off some remarkable saves, especially from Robinson and from people like Reynolds and Weston, who's caused a lot of problem on the left-hand side, then you would actually say that, Salford are very lucky not to be 3-1 down because Dagenham and Redbridge have played like, as you say, they played like the league side. They looked very composed on the ball. They haven't been phased one jot. And that has been the theme of the game. Just before we carry on, Russ, I've just put a little poll out for JB Sports listeners. If you listen to JB Sports listeners, I've got a question for you guys. Can Dagenham and Redbridge fight back and cause a shock in the second half? If you can, say yes, press yes. And then if you think they can't, you've got about half an hour to vote. So get voting, and I'll announce the results halfway through the second half once we get a break in play. So that question again, can Dagenham and Redbridge fight back and cause a shock in the second half? If you think yes, press yes. If you think no, you know the drill, press no. And I'll announce the results a little bit later on during midway through the second half as well.
Yes, thank you very much there, JB, and should be a very good game. And if you, and like JB says, go on that vote, go on that poll, and just get on it really, and just make sure that can get voting in that poll this evening. If you want to get involved in the poll, you can do so. And very good evening to Mike Ornament, who is tuned in, and hopefully you're doing okay. And Mike has said, JB, that he has voted in that poll already, so you've only got one vote in that poll, my friend, which is very, very good. We'll be getting on back over to JB in a few moments' time, and we'll see how the poll goes. I'll keep a check on that poll as well. So if you're listening over on our partner station, JB Sports, get involved there. If you're not listening on the TCO, but you want to on one of the TC Hub channels, or J-DAC Football, or the Storm FM, or over on Twitch or Twitter this evening, just go to YouTube, type in JB Sports, find the coverage of our game tonight, click on the live chat, and then click yes or no, whichever you think of that. The poll's been up around about 4 minutes right now. 2 votes already. I won't tell you what the vote is at the moment. As the Salford players just making their way back out onto the field of play. Dagenham and Redbridge players will be coming out as well. So with that, as I can see, let's hand over to your match commentator for the second half. He's back over to John JB Stuttard.
I like that introduction, Russ. Thank you very much indeed. Welcome back, everybody. We'll keep you up to date with that poll in the second half, where the teams are back out. As I say, Conor Ripley's been the Salford hero so far. But Salford, as we've said at half-time, as Russ has quite rightly pointed out, have been like the non-league side of old. They used to be a non-league side, of course. Been in the Football League. This is their first season in the Football League, incidentally, Salford. They won the conference playoffs in 2019. But I tell you what, it'll be more of the same, please, from Daryl McMahon in the second half. And Gary Bowyer says we need to be a bit more proactive. They haven't been good enough, really, Salford. Apart from the goalless side, they've hardly been in it, really. But they still somehow hook a by crook lead. And there are no changes at half-time as Balanta gets ready to get underway in the second half. Just reminds you, Dagenham and Redbridge are in the red shirts, blue shorts, blue stockings, and Salford are in the all-black strip as Balanta gets us away in this second half. 1-0 to Salford, a third-minute goal from Jordan Turnbull is the difference between the two sides as Robinson, who came very close in the first half, finds Weston out on this far side. Weston will try and whip his man, uses Robinson on the left-hand side. Remember, if it ends a draw, we go to a replay up at the Palencia Stadium in 9 days' time, in a week and a half's time. So if it does end a draw, we will need a second game. Replays back the FA Cup this season up until about, I think, the 4th round. And then it's then got to be, from the 5th round to the final, it's got to be decided on the afternoon or evening, whichever time of day or night the ties get played from there on in. But there has to be a decision from the 5th round onwards. The moment as things stand, it's 1-0 to Salford, and they've got a chance for a second there, and it's been put wide by Otey into the stand, away past the left-hand upright, and out for a goal kick, I think, to Dagenham and Redbridge. And they want to take inspiration from St Albans City, who, of course, shocked Forest Green Rovers in a terrific game of FA Cup football, and just in similar conditions last night, just down the road. Great result for St Albans, joining the likes of Buxton and teams of that ilk in the next round. There's quite a number of non-leaguers still left in there. And of course, Wrexham are out, of course. The side owned, of course, by the Hollywood FC, they call them now. As the cross comes in from the right-hand side there from number 19. Sam Ling right now gets possession. Ling is on the overlap right now. Plays it in. Ling gets possession. Finds Wright. He has to use his defender, number 6 here, Kenny Clark. That's wasteful there. And no foul there against Reynolds. And no free kick to Salford. He wanted a free kick, but David Rock was about 10 yards away and decided, let's play on. He's had a good game tonight, Mr. Rock, the referee. And I'm one of the biggest critics of referees, as everyone who regularly listens to my commentaries across the TC Hub network will no doubt understand. But at least we're not going to have a 0-0. I've never had a 0-0 yet doing live commentary for the TC Hub, which is quite good. We've had a recorded commentary that's ended 0-0, but as regards live commentary, I've not had a single goalless draw yet. We've always guaranteed you goals when I've been the fox in the commentary box. And Gary Bowyer's team have provided one for us tonight. But it's been really with their only attack of the game, really. Well, the first half, 3 minutes from the corner, and it was nodded in, although Justin was annoyed with himself. He couldn't keep that out. And here comes Salford now looking for this killer second, but Justin takes the possession and takes it beautifully, kicks away down the field, looking towards Vercetti, and he can't be found. Here's Turnbull going to get the ball forward. Ling is there, trekking every step of the way. Comes off Ling. It will be a Salford throw. So Touré has won the throw. We've had 3 and a bit minutes gone in the second half. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1. Conference 0, League 2 1 at the moment. Don't forget our poll if you're listening on JB Sports, one of our participating things. My channel, of course. If you're listening, please have a look at our poll. Can Dagenham and Redbridge fight back and produce a sensational cup shot? We'll be ending the poll at around about the 65th minute mark. So you've got about just shy of 15 minutes to make your votes count, and then we'll get your votes around about the 65th, 66th minute mark. And we'll announce the results then. And of course, I've got a tour of the match, and of course, that's sponsored, of course, by the commentary services. But that's for listeners of JB Sports coverage of the JB Sports on JB Sports. And I know there's a lot of you out there that do listen along, and we appreciate every one of your comments as well that come in as well. Although I didn't appreciate the 2 dislikes checking about it on half time. I don't know where the 2 dislikes came from. Probably came from Salford City supporters. Sorry. I'm not Dagenham and Redbridge biased, honest, but I am trying to be as unbiased as I can, but I'm just calling things as I see them. Anyway, here come Salford now in the darker shirts as Smith now gets the ball forward, uses his captain, which is Ashley Easton. Good ball by him. And Salford now just starting to keep the ball about a little bit. They haven't had too much in the way of possession throughout the evening so far. Turnbull, who's the scorer of the only goal of the game on 3 minutes. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday in Plymouth, that all heavyweight League One game that was played at Hillsborough yesterday, that ended in a 0-0 draw. There was a few hairy moments for Burnley man on loan from Burnley, playing for Sheffield Wednesday, Bailey Peacock Farrell. Had a great save towards the end in that tie. If memory serves me right, Turnbull has been penalised on the near side for a foul. Free kick to Dagenham and Redbridge, and Q, we're right to cause some havoc from that far side. Referee David Rock right on the spot, and he wants a word with Turnbull, the goal scorer, who's committed the foul. I think it would just be a stiff talking to, really. This is what happened. Yeah, it just goes through the back of Sagaf, and it's a definite foul. He's been no more than about a couple of yards away from the incident. It's a very tight, compact ground here. As the Salford fans now start to worry a little bit because, again, the goalkeeper might have something to do here. But what a good opportunity this is now for the likes of Wright and Weston to really cause havoc in that Salford penalty box. 2 in the Salford wall. Real opportunity for Dagenham and Redbridge if they can take it. Leng's in there. Rance is in there. So too is Clark. Here's the free kick from Wright. And it's another... Oh, it caused a lot of havoc. And Rance will pick the loose ball up. Finds number 8 here. Sagaf, who was foul-led to the free kick. Ball back to Justin. And Justin gets it forward and he's picked out... Oh, and Weston miscontrolled it on the right-hand side. If he'd controlled that, that would have been more havoc for the Salford defence to deal with. But unfortunately, Weston, first real mistake he's made, really. Well, he didn't. It nearly led to he made another mistake, which nearly led to a second before the break. But in an attacking sense, that's the first mistake he's actually made in the game. As Clark goes in hard on halfway, but it's fair. And the ball out of play, but it will be a throw-in for Salford. Turnbull will try and get the loose ball here. Well, it's been a very, very good game, that is for sure, as we now go into the 53rd minute. Don't forget, if you're listening on JB Sports, we have a poll. Can Dagenham and Redbridge get back into this game and cause a shock? If you think yes, press the yes option. If not, press no. You've got about just over 10 minutes to vote, and then we'll be closing the vote. As Wright takes this throw in for Dagenham and Redbridge. Ball played out there, and it's knocked away once more. And now a chance for Salford to come charging forward, but on the cover again was Weston, and he got the ball back nicely to Justin, who gets a good purchase on the clearance. Salford defender there, which was Ashley Easton, didn't get a good purchase on it, but on his header, but the ball breaks kindly for his side. And here is the aforementioned Easton now inside the centre circle. Still in his own half, by the way. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1. If you've just joined us here on the TC Hub with J-DAC Football, JB Sports, Storm FM, and TC Hub 2. We're also on Periscope, Twitter, and Twitch as well for your listening pleasure this on a Monday evening. Final cup tie of the first round weekend. You can call it a weekend because Monday's usually the start of the week, isn't it? But I think I meant to mean in sort of football in weekend terms, I should have actually said. And ball hoisted back once again to Connor Ripley, who kicks away under pressure from one or two Dagenham and Redbridge players. The game of head tennis going on at the moment. Ball breaks now for Otte, but he's lost possession. I tell you what, it's been a good ebb and flow to this cup tie. Very enjoyable. You get no complaints from this commentator, I'm telling you. Fantastic action. Wright takes it on the chest, right-hand side. Goes back in field to Clark, midway inside his own half. Clark, he touched away from Henderson as if he didn't exist. That was terrific play by him. And he's gone to the also right over the halfway line, plays the ball in. It was a bad ball, but here's Turnbull now on the back track, but he's lost it again. And they forced the corner there, Dagenham and Redbridge. So defending for Messrs Turnbull and Co. to deal with now. Going to be a corner in from the right-hand side this time. So Reynolds is forward. Ling is on the edge of the penalty box. Valenti is right on the goal line. Robinson is taking a position just inside the area. And corner's taken short. I didn't know who the thing was as Wright tries the shot from outside the area. And it was tamely hit. And I think Dagenham and Redbridge have got a corner because Salford are complaining it didn't cover any of their men. So it's going to be number 11, Miles Weston, to take the corner. He's to put in a better delivery than that. I don't think the short corner works quite somehow for Dagenham and Redbridge at the moment. 56 gone. Across all TC Hub platforms. FA Cup first round tie. Well, Monday night, corner comes in towards the area and it's headed out. And will that go for another corner? It will. And Q, well, right, he'll take the corner from the other side. And Smith is down injured inside that penalty area. There was all sorts of melee. Rance went for it. So too did Reynolds. And so too did Clark. But it was Smith who got the touches on the edge of the 6-yard box and has hurt himself. He's back up on his feet, though. I'm pleased to say Andy Smith. And it's going to be well right with this corner then from the far side. Right in towards the near post. And it's back out to him again. I think off his own man. He heads it back into the danger zone. Real desperate Salford defending. Now they could break out. But the ball has gone too far forward. And in fact, a free kick has been given because the goalkeeper, in fact, has picked the ball up. There was a foul there as the ball was cleared. David Rock. Well, let's see what happened here. Weston going in there. Don't think he touched the man. That's a bit of a suspect decision there from Mr. Rock, who up until now hasn't really put too much of a foot wrong in this game. Starting to be a little bit picky. Personally, I would have let the game flow, but so far still so good for Gary Bowyer's side, and they need a result here if they go up the cup tonight. And you'd have to say Gary Bowyer's job, considering the expectations of Salford City as a football club, considering the ownership, it could be under some serious threat. There's a player gone down there, and that's Omade Otte. A bit of a collision there between him and Kenny Clark. I'll tell you, still down on the 4 here. The physiotherapist just took about a minute to come to his rescue there. So there's going to be a little bit of a lengthy stoppage here. Whilst the physiotherapist, it could be a head injury, so they've got to take this very seriously here. Gary Bowyer might be even thinking about a substitution if this is serious enough. Just to remind you, the 2 benches, England against Albania, incidentally, was a 7 o'clock, is a 7:45 start on Friday, and that might be with us. We don't know, but it's a big qualifying game. That's coming up on Friday. And then they've got to play San Marino on the Monday, of course. So some big games for England. It's international break. Win at least one of those games for England, and they're through. And we'll keep you up to date with all the home nations on the TC Hub over the international break. And of course, England women will be in action over the next month or so as well. Nicholas Jones will have that covered for you on TC Hub. That's the goal, just seeing there, that's leading the game for Salford. Henderson after Robert Turnbull, after 3 minutes, heading in. Just to remind you folks that if whatever happens tonight, the game will be finished after 90 minutes. If it ends a draw, we will have a replay up at the Peninsula Stadium up in Salford in just around 8 or 9 days to now. But of course, for that to happen, Dagenham and Redbridge would have to at least equalise. But whatever happens, we will have the second round draw for you as soon as the final whistle is blown here at Dagenham. Russ Vernon and Mike Harneman will be your men to guide you through that one, alternately. And Dagenham and Redbridge would want to be in the hat at least, even if it's a replay up at Salford. They want to be in at least with a chance of reaching round 2. He's right on the ball. They've really given it a good go tonight. They've really been very unfortunate not to have been in the lead, really, considering the amount of chances they've had. But they've got another chance here, right on the edge of the area. Has to skip away. I thought he might have taken the shot early. Robinson has got Weston out to the left-hand side, but he has to go back to Clark. Clark now takes a touch. It looked a bit heavy, the first touch, but the ball is forward again. And it looks really good at the moment. Ling is on the overlap for Balenta. And can he find Ling this time? Oh, just couldn't find Ling. Good defending again by the Salford defence. And Reynolds chases this lost cause. You've got 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes left to vote in our poll. Can Dagenham and Redbridge turn it around and cause a shock and send Salford out? If you think they can, press the yes option on the poll. If not, just press no. Simple as that. 61 gone. Dagenham and Redbridge nil, Salford City 1 in the FA Cup. League 2 leading the National League. In the FA Cup, turn on the shots from number 8 there, Sagaf, and it goes way over the bar and behind for a goal kick. They're having the chances, Dagenham and Redbridge, but maybe it's just not their night. But they're not going to give up. And whatever happens, Darren McMahon can be pleased with his troops because they've really given it a good go tonight. 8th in League 1 against 19th in League 2. Remember, only 16 points gathered for Salford. For a team that's got high expectations, that's bad. Conor McKelly is now on. Couldn't tell who he replaced. I'm sure Russ will keep me updated there. Just let me know who Conor McKelly is replaced, and we can then get on with it there. I was like just looking at my notes, but Conor McKelly is now on. We've had 62 minutes. We'll look at that poll in about 3 minutes' time. It's a chance now. It's on the area. Now then, the referee's got a decision to make. It's a corner. Well, they thought it was going to be a penalty there, Dagenham and Redbridge, because it looked as if Balenta was spundled off the ball there, and he knocked him off balance there, Smith. Tell you what, if it was Liverpool on the end of that, I didn't get any of the ball there from the initial challenge. I think that's a possible penalty there. I think David Rock just got that one wrong. Cornering is not a good one, I'm afraid, from Weston. It's straight in the arms of Connor Ripley. The easiest thing he's had to do all evening, and he gets a good long ball forward again towards the number 11, which is Josh Morris, who's kept that in, and it's gone out for a throw-in. Still no idea who McKelleney is replaced. Russ has just come over the headset as I speak now. And it's Otaya who's been replaced. Thank you, Russ. Russ Vernon also acting as our producer tonight as well as host. On a very cold night at Victoria Road, Dagenham. We're a few miles away. Yesterday, St Albans produced the shock of round number 1, beating the highly fancied Forest Green Rovers, top of League 2 at the moment. Salford, who were heavily tipped to be in that position at this stage of the season. Well, the 19 places worse off than we expected. That will not please the Neville brothers, Nicky Butt, David Beckham, or Paul Scholes one iota, or chairwoman Karen Baird for that matter. They want the best for Salford City. At the moment, I don't think Gary Bowyer is delivering at the moment, but his side are hanging on in there, but they're on the attack. But I tell you what, Robinson's had a super match. Number 12, he's certainly been a contender for player of the match. And at the moment, you've got to say Connor Ripley, from a Salford viewpoint, has probably been their player of the game so far. And of course, we've got that to come later on in the second half as we approach the end of that. So that will be sponsored by Commentary Services. Don't forget, we've got Melon Streaming out as our principal streaming sponsor this season. Check out their app at www.melonstreamingapp.com. Free kick has already been taken by Dagenham and Redbridge, and there's a bit of wrestling going on there. And oh my goodness me, Matt Lund will be very lucky there not to escape a caution card. There's a little bit of a set-to going on there between him and the other number 8 there, which is Mohamed Sagaf. And the two number 8s having a bit of a battle royal. I'll be amazed if Lund gets away with a caution here, because he started it all. Look at him, he's tugging all over. There's no doubt about it. He's wrestled him to the ground, and that is unacceptable, really. And I'm amazed that David Rock has not seen fit to book Lund for that. In fact, the yellow card has come out, and I think Turnbull was the man who's got it. Was it Descent? Well, the yellow card was brandished to someone. It's gone to Turnbull. Presumably, Jordan Turnbull said something out of turn to referee Rock, and has got the yellow card for it. But I'm amazed that Mr. Rock as well hasn't actually booked Matt Lund for the earlier misdemeanor, which has given Dagenham and Redbridge a free kick midway inside the Salford half on the right-hand side. And it's Will Wright to take it to number 5. And again, referee just making sure that everything's hunky-dory again as Wright sends this in there, but it's too close to Connor Ripley, who's virtually on challenge inside the 6-yard area. Takes the ball clean. Now, David Rock isn't happy. I think we're going to have a retake, are we? Yes, we are. So, referee wasn't happy. So, Dagenham and Redbridge here, probably by luck rather than design, have got a free kick here. Another goal here. Right with a free kick into the penalty area. Header won again, but the whistle's gone for a free kick to Salford City. And while we've got a break in play, let me bring you the results of the poll, because we've been running a poll throughout the second half, the opening 20 minutes of the second half here. And, well, I can give you the result. We've had 7 votes in the poll. Well done for everyone who's voted. And we're just ending it now. And it's gone in the way. It's gone the way of the home side. They've got a fair chance. Mike said you should add that to your book of commentary quotes. I should. 57% say Joey Jones has just come on for Dagenham and Redbridge. And again, Russ, I'll have to ask you who is replaced again. Our producer's working overtime tonight. But 57% of you think that Dagenham and Redbridge can do it. 42% think they can't. So thank you for everybody who's voted tonight. It's been easy. So Joey Jones is on. We don't know who he's replaced. I do apologise for that. But anyway, we're halfway through the second half. We've had 67 minutes here. And it's 1-0 to Dagenham and Redbridge. Rance is the man who's replaced. So Jones on for Rance, number 4. So that's that confirmed. Russ is working overtime as my producer, shouting in my ear in that brilliant Yorkshire twang of his. Free kick now to Salford. And an opportunity now for Josh Morris to float a free kick of his own in from the left-hand side. And it's been a a great second half. Attendance tonight, 2,330, and only 43 have come down from Salford, which on a Monday night you'd expect that. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on for that far post. The free kick came in, and the flag has got up on the far side, and the referee has stopped it. Free kick to Dagenham and Redbridge. So 43 Salford fans who made the arduous journey, as McKinley is penalised. Now, if we turn up for a Monday night on a cold day, ground holds about 5,000, but I suppose a lot of people have been sort of put off by the cold weather here. And of course, it's live on TV, and of course, you're listening to alternate commentary of this game on the TC Hub. You can also listen to it with the TV turned down if you prefer. Anyway, we've had 68 minutes gone, and 57% think that they can do it. Well, let's hope the majority outraise the minority. But they're backing but the listeners on JB Sports are backing Darryl McMahon's team to try and turn this one around. They've been really good value and very, in terms of good on the eye football, but just haven't been able to turn all that opportunity and possession into goals. And I think when you look at it now, they should be 3-1 up. 21 minutes left to play plus injury time. Still a bit of time left to go in this game. They're not out of this by any means. Just one moment of genius from one man in a red shirt now. One moment of pure genius could turn this game on its head. But it's Salford in possession here with number 3, Toure. Left-hand side, back to Lund, who was very lucky a few minutes ago not to be booked. But Turnbull certainly was. He's had an eventful night. And here come Salford again. Shot comes in, left-footed and over the top. And a goal kick it is. McCallie, Alaneni, McAnally turns that over the bar. Can't pronounce his name now. Number substitution, number 19 is going to come off Sam Ling. And number 21, Akambai is going to come on. So Sam Ling off. Ibi Akambai is the player to come on. I think I've got his name right. Anyway, he's on for the rest of the second half with 20 minutes to go. And Justin, who's had nothing much to do in this game, it's got to be said, is going to take this goal kick. And he kicks it away, left-footed, right down the middle of the field. And Akambi gets the ball forward, and now he wins this next header now. Robinson there into win the next ball. And then number 8, Sagaf now takes possession. Oh, what a lovely little flick round the corner. It was a lovely bit of skill. Now Jones takes possession. Jones on in turn for Reynolds. Reynolds has to use Clark, now right. We'll get it up on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, I should say. Number 5. Good football again. Jones strides forward. Picks out Bolanta. Bolanta now feeds Weston. Weston with a decent cross, but Ripley behind it before Akimbi can get there. But again, better again from the non-leaguers. Really testing Connor Ripley. I tell you what, if he keeps a clean sheet, he'll have earned his corn tonight, Connor Ripley. He's had a good game. But Salford have been prone recently to letting in late goals, as you may have realised if you watch the EFL on Quest every week. They have been prone to letting in late goals. They let in a late one at the Palencia that was a Connor Ripley own goal, which cost Salford the match. They lost 2-1. I mean, led, I think, against Exeter. So they have made. And the yellow card's going to be brandished here. David Rock brandishing the second yellow of the game. We've got 18 minutes to play, and it's Toure who's going to be booked. Number 3, so he's in the referee's notepad. Here comes Reynolds forward now for the non-leaguers. Can they produce something spectacular here now? Ball playing into the area. It looked like a shove there, and the free kick's gone against the Daggers there. So Salford get the free kick. Bill Toure has been booked. So he's the second Salford player in the referee's notebook. So we hit the 72nd and a half minute here of the game here. It's on the last 18 of the second half. And hooker by Crooks. Salford are going through as things stand. Although, if you were counting the lives of a cat, they've probably used up quite a lot of their 9 lives here tonight in terms of luck and fortune. Believe me, Connor Ripley, if they go through, they've got Connor Ripley to thank for some heroic goalkeeping to keep the scoreline at 1-0 here. 73 gone. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford 1. If you've just joined us on the TC Hub, JB Sports, J-DAC Football, Storm FM, at TC Hub 2, Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. Throw in to Dagenham and Redbridge. Weston's going to take it. Or is he going to leave it? He's going to leave it to right. Weston's now jogging down that right-hand touchline. He's trying to get the ball into the area, headed away. Weston almost got it, but Salford got it in the end, and the ball now. Little chase on for Clark, who should win the race and does well. Gives the defender the slip and plays a nice little ball in there towards right. Now Jones. Jones gets it forward, but he's giving it away on halfway. Straight to Matt Lund, who runs forward. Lund thought about the shot. He's played in Henderson, but he can't be found. Now the ball comes out. And there's a chance here for Salford now to really wrap this up. And it's a corner kick for Salford. Good defending there. Jason Lowe was in there as well. But if he laid that into Henderson's path, that might have been curtains for Dagenham and Redbridge, which would have been really tough on them. So a corner. And this time it's Salford who have it on the far side. Turnbull is up. Eastham is up there too. Scored from the corner earlier on. Oh, good header away by Wright. Nice little back header away, but still the danger not over yet. Cross comes in from the left-hand side and the header over the top. From Eastham, the captain. Goal kick to Dagenham and Redbridge as we come up towards the last quarter of an hour plus injury time here at the Victoria Ground, Dagenham. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1 in a very close cup tie, but it's been an excitable cup tie. It's been a good game. Quarter of an hour left then, here on the TC Hub. Dagenham and Redbridge have possession on the far side, and no foul, says Mr. Rock. Shepherd was legally backing in there. Been a terrific second half. It's been a terrific game, really. Shame we've only had the one goal, really, tonight, but in terms of real thrilling entertainment, you can't be disappointed the way that both sides have really gone about their business. Here's a chance now. Oh, and Wright. It wasn't a pass back. Wright had actually intercepted, so it wasn't deemed as a pass back. David Rock led in the game flow, and he's had a good game, David Rock. It has to be said, the referee. He's done absolutely superbly. Smith getting it back to Connor Ripley, whose saves now could prove the crucial factor, really, in Salford's progression. Of course, the second round draw, just to remind you, will be coming live on all platforms after the whistle's gone here with Mike Harneman and Russ Vernon. Here's Wright now with the ball forward. It's JB John Stuttard in the commentary box this evening. He picks out Weston. Weston whips across him, but it's too close to Connor Ripley, who will take those for breakfast, dinner and tea. Easy. 1-0 it still remains to Salford in the FA Cup first round. Of course, a place in the second round is up for grabs, and I'm sure both Salford and Dagenham want to be in the hat. Certainly Dagenham certainly want to be, and they want to be heroes for one night, a star for a night. But it could be a problem here as Anderson tries to, he got in behind, and then he tried to half volley it. He completely got it all wrong, lost balance, and half hit it as he fell over, and it went straight into the arms of Elliot Justin, who now gets the ball forward, and here comes Jones, the substitute. Jones, he's used up a bit of luck, but he's gone through. And he goes down, but no foul has been given. And I don't think it was a foul. David Rock was spot on with that decision, it's got to be said. Still 1-0. And again, the free kick this time has been given. David Rock said, come on, let's get on with the game. He's letting the game flow, which is good for the game. It's been really entertaining. Here's Weston. He'll test out his man on that right-hand side. The ball will go into touch. It will be a Salford corner. It will be a Dagenham corner, I should say. Off to Ray. What a game this has been. Trying to get we're not. It's not been confirmed that Mike's involved yet, but we'll hopefully get him in for the draw. But definitely, Russ will talk you through the draw. Here's Weston's corner into the danger zone. I thought they might have got ahead in there. It's another teasing corner which Salford defended very well. It's a throw-in. The throw has been taken. Weston has it now, but the referee isn't happy. Referee's not happy again. In fact, he was not allowing this. He was allowing a substitution on, and it's Love who's about to come on for Salford. And in fact, it's a double change because number 30 in May is going to come on as well. So double change for Gary Bowyer's men as they look to freshen it up. Josh Morris is the first man coming off. Donald Love, number 2, is on. And the second substitution about to take place as Wright patiently waits. I know there's a little bit of time wasting going on there. From Henderson, he's off. And Kelly Emai is on. Yes, Kelly Emai. Yes, we have a man called Kelly. Anyway, another change as well. Dagenham and Redbridge making one as well. Off comes Valente. And George Saunders is now on, number 14. So Saunders is now on. Could he make a difference up front? He's going to play alongside Balanta, it looks to me. Another throw. And it's going to be Dagenham's ball here. Now then, can Wright hoist one into the danger zone? I don't know if he got a long throw on him. Anyway, uses Weston anyway on the right-hand side. Weston digs out across, but it's too close to Connor Ripley as that cross came in from Weston from the right-hand side. We've had nearly 80 minutes of this second half. And it's still Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Salford 1. Go after 3 minutes from Jordan Turnbull, who's later been booked. And that's a poor clearance, really, from Connor Ripley. That might invite more pressure on Dagenham and Redbridge. He apologises, but how costly could that prove to be later in the piece? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Good second half this. I've really enjoyed it. Right on the ball now, down the right-hand side for Dagenham and Redbridge. Played the ball in there, and that looked a foul there on Jones, and the referee, David Rock, agrees. It's a foul there by Ashley Eastham, the captain, and Jones is injured, holding his left knee. And good dummy there by Balanta that drew the foul from Eastham. So a free kick here in a promising position, and Q will right again. Looks like Jones is going to be all right to continue. Just hobbling slightly as he ambles his way towards the edge of the Salford penalty area. 10 minutes to play. Plus injury time. Can Dagenham and Redbridge make it a grandstand finish here at Victoria Road? Wright's free kick headed away, but not very far, in fact. And then the ball hooked forward by Liam Shepherd. It comes back to Wright. 10 yards inside his own half, and then he has to go back to the goalkeeper. They're going to go for it now. They must throw caution to the winds here, Dagenham. They must throw caution to the winds here, Dagenham Red. They've got to get something here if they're going to force at least a replay out of this. Jones now in possession. 1-0, but it's been such a slender 1-0 lead. You would not believe it if you were watching it on TV. Good running again down that right-hand side again by number 8. And the ball put in, shot comes in, but it's a team effort there by Balanta, and it's threaded in the arms of Connor Ripley, not for the first time this evening. But they are making good opportunities, and their fitness levels for a non-league side are absolutely immense. They've really played like the league side tonight. There's no doubt about it. Even in defeat, they can hold their heads up high if it is to be a defeat, because 81 minutes gone. Anything can still happen yet. This is the FA Cup. You can't make predictions until you can't count your chickens in the FA Cup until they've hatched. So Gary Bowyer's men have got to stay switched on defensively. 8 to go then. Here at the Victoria ground, or the Victoria Stadium. It's Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1. It's been one of those games where it's ebbed and flowed, and we should have had more than the one goal. That's been the only disappointment, really. But you've got to say, terrific entertainment here at Victoria Road this evening. Been very entertaining, and I, for one, have definitely enjoyed every second of it. Throwing now to Salford, in line with the 18-yard box of Dagenham. And then number 3, Abu Teray is going to take it. Teray gets the ball back. Teray now tries to wiggle away from his man Weston, but Weston stands quite firm. And the throw-in it is. Well, it's been quite amazing, really, when you think about what we've had to see tonight. Surely Dagenham and Redbridge would have been inspired by the heroics of St Albans last night when they put out Forest Green Rovers, and I'm sure Gary Bowyer's men have been going here to this ground full of trepidation, but at the moment they're heading through to the second round draw, which you'll be able to hear on this on all frequencies in the TCM network of channels. Here's number 14 now, Saunders. Saunders now for Dagenham and Redbridge. Is there a late twist in the tail here? Corner kick, surely it is to Dagenham and Redbridge. It is. Q well right again. Can they get a late goal here and get themselves at least a replay and into the hat for the second round draw? Daryl McMahon, the former Stevenage player, also former Port Vale and Leyton Orient player, started his career not having made a single appearance at West Ham, has got an opportunity. Corner taken by Wright. It's a deeper one. Reynolds is there and he's at the post. Reynolds at the far post has somehow hit the near post and the ball has stayed out. Oh, what an opportunity for Callum Reynolds. Oh, was that the moment for Dagenham and Redbridge gone begging? Wright's going to take the throw in. Oh, that looked an equaliser. I thought it had gone in. And it did look an opportunity. Here's Wright again. There still might be a chance, but not a good ball by Wright in the end. But I tell you what, if Ripley's got something on that with any part of his anatomy, then you've got to put it down to a save. But it was a real missed chance. Wright has got him behind on the right-hand side. But the cross is out, and it's a goal kick, I think, has been given. Well, there was a chance to see this Reynolds header again. Good corner again from Wright. He's put some terrific deliveries in, and it must have hit the post. I've just seen it right from behind the goal. Did Ripley get something out of it? He did! He did! It's a great save from Conor Ripley. He may not have known much about it, but if that wins Salford the match, they've got Conor Ripley to thank, and then the clearance off the line was amazing. Get it out halfway up the Salford half for a throw. That was something spectacular. But I tell you what, Dagenham and Redbridge will not come closer to scoring than that all night. They've been absolutely superb. Free kick wasn't properly taken, said the referee, not from the correct spot. We've got 4.5 minutes to go, and I still think there's a twist in this tail. 57 of you think 57% thought they might do it. With a bit of luck, they might have been leading this game tonight. Free kick taken by Wright towards the far side. Again, nodded away. Robinson finds Saunders. Robinson again. Looks like Weston has gone out to the right-hand side and Saunders on the left. And Robinson hits it off a defender. It will be a throw-in. Reynolds to take. Far side. What a plucky performance Dagenham and Redbridge have put up. Even if it did ultimately end in defeat for them. And let's hope they don't. Saunders has it. Saunders will use his man. Saunders whips it in. And it's just gone over. Ripley was getting nowhere near it. He got a deflection, which made it so awkward for Ripley. And another Dagenham corner. 3.5 minutes to go. And questions are being asked of Salford now. Ball come in. I think Ripley may have flicked that over. Good ripped cross there from Saunders. And he almost got Dagenham level. Right to take the corner again from the far side. They're all queuing up in there. So in there, and the Salford had got there first. It was another teasing corner from Wright. And really, this has been a tremendous plucky display. Coming up to the last 3 minutes. Justin now will get it forward, left-footed. Justin has had nothing much to do. Should have saved a goal really from the header really from Turnbull's goal. Looks as if it could decide it in Salford's favour, but it's going to be by the narrowest of margins by the looks of it, unless Dagenham and Redbridge can rally again in the next 3 minutes plus injury time. And we might have a fair chunk of that as well. We've had 1 or 2 injuries during the second half. That's a foul, surely. Free kick to Dagenham and Redbridge. Oh, we've had drama here, but it's not going the right side for Dagenham and Redbridge. But if they can get a goal here, the roof will lift off Victoria Road. You can be rest assured of that. Whatever happens, Darryl McMahon's team should be proud of themselves. They've really given it a good go. Just hasn't been their night up until now. Right, coming forward, he's one that will not give up, and he's made a terrific 40-yard run, but unfortunately, Akimbi slipped, and the ball goes into touch. Whew. 2 minutes to go. Oh, you know, so listeners, oh, you know, folks at home, if you're watching this on TV and listening to my commentary, you've certainly had a lot to talk about here. Ripley, I wonder what the referee's doing here. Now, we've got the train. I think the trainer's coming on. I think there's an injury. Down on the near side, is there? And there's a problem here. I think there's a massive problem. I can't tell you what it is because it's off camera, so I can't really tell you for sure what it is. But there's a real problem because there's medical teams from both sides on the field here, and I'm not certain what it is. And the players have been called off. The players have been taken off the field. Now, this could be real problems here. We don't know what it is. I'm sure our producer, Russ, will keep us averted, but the players have been taken off the field. I wonder if there's an incident in the crowd. Now, if it's the referee, David Rock, who's been exemplary as the referee, and I think there's a medical emergency down right below us here. And remember, I had to do a medical emergency commentary at Newcastle, which was not the pleasantest thing to do. David Rock's done the right thing, taking the players off. Now, we don't know what's happened yet. I'm looking to get news from elsewhere what's going on here, but there are serious scenes here, and this is not good news. I'm sure something's happened in the crowd, but this would be a sad end. The players are now just taking a little bit of time away. I haven't had any reports yet what it might be, but it sounds like something in the crowd. And I can only make guesses at the moment, folks. Don't quote me on what I'm saying until we get confirmed reports. But, you know, it's hard for me to make guesses at this point. But this is not good news by the sounds of it here. If the players have been called over, there's a stretcher coming on as well. It's I can't honestly tell you what's going on because the cameras, quite sensibly, are not pointed at the incident, and it must be something in the crowd, or there's been an injury sustained. But the stretcher is on, and we don't really know for sure what it's all about. That's for sure. Well, we've come to the 90th minute in the game, and I haven't chosen a player of the match. We haven't had any confirmation of how much stoppage time is going to be, but I'm going to choose my player of the match. And there's several candidates that I could have chosen, but I'm going to go.
Just got some news here, which is Chris Wyman, which Chris Wyman's just put in the live chat this evening. It says the game has been stopped due to a supporter needing a medical emergency. That has come through from our friend Chris Wyman. So we hope that everything is doing okay, because just speaking of a medical emergency, yesterday I was speaking to a friend of mine who was on the way back from Leicester against Leeds, and there was a Leicester fan on their coach who needed a medical emergency and had to be crossed off to hospital. There's a medical emergency happening in this match. I hope both people are doing okay from the Leeds game yesterday and from this game tonight. Back over to you, JB, for your player of the match.
Thanks, Russ. Well, it's sad for me, really, because this is the second time in a month that I've had to commentate on an incident like this. It is very difficult, and the players are actually thankfully back on the field, and we hope the supporter concerned will be okay. He'll be carried off to hospital now. Let's hope it's nothing serious or nothing worse than that, life-threatening. And again, a good applause. And the players leading the applause, that's good to see. It's not an incident that children would want to see either. And there's the person concerned. And, of course, the camera's panning away from it all. I'm sure he wouldn't want the attention of the supporter, but there must have been some kind of injury sustained. But it's real sad when a crowd member who's paid decent money to watch this game tonight, and he's probably had good entertainment for his money or her money, Could be a she, we don't know. But what I will say is that's a sad way as a supporter to leave a football ground, and I just hope the person concerned will be okay as well. Player of the match, Connor Ripley. I think if it wasn't for his heroic goalkeeping, then I think Salford would have been absolutely buried in this tie by now. We've played 3 minutes over the 90. We haven't had any indication of how much stoppage time there's been, but the hold-up has been, for that supporter, has probably been about 4 or 5 minutes, I would hazard a guess at. So, let's just hope that supporter is okay. And I think that sometimes just puts life as well as football in perspective. But you know, it's really, really sad to see. But can Dagenham and Redbridge now rally? Might just give them an extra spring in their step now. And maybe send the supporter, maybe give some good news to that supporter if he and she gets to hospital and they've equalised. And I think you want to do it now. We haven't had any indication of how long stoppage time is going to be. 10 minutes. So we've had 3 of those 10 minutes. So we've got another 4, maybe 5 minutes to go. 6 minutes, in fact, to go now of this 10-minute stoppage time. So we're going to have a late finish here, folks. And well done to Chris Whiteman, of course, our my good friend who's been listening to this game tonight. Nice to hear from you, Chris. And I'll be speaking to him after the match when I'm finished here on the TC Hub. And here is Saunders, who ripped in another goal. Saunders shoots, and another good save from the man of the match, Connor Ripley. I can't believe this goalkeeper's had a truly magnificent save. He's pulled off heroics. Well, he made an aberration the other week against Exeter in the league game, which cost his team 3 points. He may have just put his team in the next round of the FA Cup with a series of magnificent saves. And here's another one. Saunders hits this brilliantly with the left foot. It's going in there, and he just gets across there and just pats it down, and it's a great save from Connor Ripley. Our player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. And well, the son of the brains behind all this, along with Russ Vernon and Mike Harneman, who between the three, Barry Swain's company, Russ and Mike, between the 3 of them, set this magnificent commentary hub. And our first season of live domestic coverage has been amazing and great to be part of, as well as a presenter and a commentator. And I've been enjoying the flavour and the fervour of the FA Cup. We may not even get a shock at the end of it all, but I tell you what, the FA Cup has not let us down in terms of drama on the field. Of course, the supporter that's been stricken and taken to hospital, we hope will be okay. It's sad to see, really. But I tell you what, Connor Ripley's earned his player of the match award. Taddy Spashon, he's earned his team. If it is to be that way, there's still 4.25 minutes of stoppage time to go. So there's still chances galore left in this one. Free kick, though, has been given against Jones, Raffel and McCowie. And now we've got 4 minutes precisely of stoppage time to go. First booking of the game goes to Kenny Clark. It was Kenny Clark rather than Jones who was the guilty party. So a free kick. He gets duly the booking, and we've got 3 3/4 minutes to go of stoppage time. And Salford, unsurprisingly, are not throwing too many men forward for this set piece. They're going to keep everyone back. They've got the goal lead in the bank from the 3rd minute onwards. But remember, in the last round, Dagenham pulled off the late show. And an opportunity on the volley over the top from 6 yards. It was a very difficult volley to execute there, but it's a goal kick nevertheless. It was number 3, Touré, who tried to volley it right-footed. Was never going to get it down and up. Anyway, as I was saying, Dagenham and Redbridge were trailing with about 2 minutes to go in the last round against Wealdstone. And Balanta came up with a brace in stoppage time. So you never know. They've got a free kick now. They'll take one at this moment in time. 3 minutes to go. Is there a late goal here for Salford, for Dagenham and Redbridge? Can they get that equaliser? And it would be amazing if they could. The magic of the cup is truly upon us now. We've got 2 minutes and a half. We've got two and a half minutes to go. And the goalkeeper's forward. Justin, Can he get the equaliser? I don't know if he's ever scored before. If he does, he'll be a hero forever and a day. Free kick to be taken here from the right-hand side. It's in towards the goalkeeper, and then the ball back in from the far post. He's over the top from, I think it was Robinson. And a goal kick it is now. He tried to volley that with the side of the right foot. Might have been, came to him all too quickly, to be fair, but I tell you what, whatever happens tonight, his team, Darryl McMahon's boys, can be justifiably proud of their performance, if not the result. Gary Bowyer knows he's got Connor Ripley to thank for this evening. Long kick forward again, and a header back to Justin. He got back in plenty of time anyway. Justin gets it out of his hand and just boots it off the floor, left-footed, deep inside Salford territory. Here's Balanta, and he can't produce a late show. We've got 70 seconds or so left. We've got 80 seconds left at stoppage time. And here, a free kick has been given. They haven't got time. 70 seconds remain of the stoppage time. We had 10 added. And I should also stress at this point there's a minimum of, as Jones sets off in pursuit down the right-hand side. And at the moment, Salford look as if they're going to do enough. Here's May now, gets the ball forward. Good defending there from Reynolds, who looked as if he'd got the equaliser in the 85th minute, but he hit the post. And that might be the last chance gone, I'm afraid, for Dagenham and Redbridge. But what a fight they've put up here in this second half. So near, but yet so far. Sometimes the FA Cup can be very cruel. But the Daggers fans have kept on singing, and so too have the Salford fans, but they know they've got lucky tonight. They haven't really deserved to go through on the balance of play and the chances created. They've only had really the one outstanding chance which they took in the 3rd minute. And they've played since then. We've got 10 seconds to go. We're still aiming for a grandstand finish. There might be one last chance left for Dagenham and Redbridge. Can they get that equaliser? They haven't got time to mess about now. They've got to get that ball forward. We've played the 10 minutes. We're now in the 100th minute. Referee David Rock takes one look at his watch, but they're going backwards here. Right now, has to get it back. This is going to be the last throw of the dice. The referee bolts for the end. It's not to be for Dagenham and Redbridge. They gave it a real good goal tonight, but it's Salford City who just being the operative word, get through. Russ Turnbull with the winner after just 3 minutes, but it was really the Connor Ripley goalkeeping masterclass that really kept the Daggers out in the end. They were very unlucky not to go through tonight, or at least force a replay. Reynolds hit the post in the second half, but it just wasn't to be for the Daggers at the end of it all. And it's finished here at Victoria Road. And just before I hand back to Russ Vernon for the draw and things like that, I just want to echo really what Russ said as well, that we hope the supporter that was taken to hospital is going to be okay and makes a full recovery. But what a cup tie. Despite all that, it was very unfortunate for Dagenham and Redbridge. If only Reynolds had if Ripley had not touched that Reynolds header onto the post, I think we might have been talking about a cup shot tonight. But it wasn't to be. But my word, didn't Darryl McMahon's team give it a real good goal? But Gary Bowyer will be a relieved man rather than a delighted man. It's finished here at Victoria Road. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Salford City 1.
Thank you very much there to JB. Great work on the commentary once again, as per usual from JB this evening. A very big thank you to JB for his excellent coverage on the channel this evening as well, and since he joined the team here at the commentary. Up the players have now, and the fans are just leaving the stadium as we speak, and we'll be bringing the draw very, very shortly for the FA Cup second round, and we've got a special guest going to be telling you who's got who in the draw for the second round of the FA Cup. Is none other than our friend and fellow TC-Hub commentator is also supports Arsenal, and one of his teams in this round is Stevenage. They're ball number 37 after their draw with MK Dons. It's none other than Mike Orman, and he's be standing by in a moment to go through the draw. Superb work from Conor Ripley to put Salford City into the next round. The draw will be coming up very, very shortly, and we'll be bringing you that live. Let's go through some of the other results from some of the other matches I mentioned earlier on tonight. In the Under-23s Premier League 2, finished Burnley 1, Fulham 2, Reading 2, Aston Villa 2. In the Professional Development League, it finished Barnsley 1, Hull City 2, Colchester 2, Millwall 0 as well. In the Women's Championship, Coventry United 1, Bristol City 1 is the result there. And this game tonight has been a superb work, and a big shout out to my friend Joe Wayman from the Just Joe Football Show. Hopefully you're doing okay, my friend. We've got JB who's done the game this evening, brilliant coverage from JB, and we've got Mike standing alongside me as well, ready to talk you through, Joe, the second round draw of the FA Cup in this competition for this year. Leeds United, of course, Joe, as you know, and Burnley and Arsenal all come into it in round 3. And Joe, if you do not know, there was a medical emergency towards the end of the game. A supporter needed a medical emergency, hopefully from everyone in the commentary hub, and I'm sure you'll echo these as well, Joe. Hope the supporter is okay. It was a goal from Turnbull which put Salford City into round 2, and they will be ball number 5 for the draw. So while we're waiting for the draw to come up in around about 5 or so minutes, I'll just run through which ball numbers are which this evening. Ball number 1 is Bradford City or Exeter City. Number 2 is Mansfield Town. 3 is Sutton United. 4, Sheffield Wednesday or Plymouth. 5 is Salford City, who won tonight in our featured match. 6, Carlisle United. 7, Yeovil Town. 8, Doncaster Rovers. 9, my hometown club and my club I cover for my day job, Rotherham United. 10 is Portsmouth. 11 is Gillingham or Cheltenham after their draw of the weekend. 12 is Morecambe. 13 is Barrow. 14 is Burton Albion. 15, Colchester United. 16, Northampton Town or Cambridge United. 17 is St Albans City, who went through last night. Brilliant coverage from Mike on that one. 18 is Shrewsbury Town. 19 is Halifax Town. 20 is Chesterfield. 21, Rochdale or Notts County. 22, Kidderminster Harriers. 23, Wigan Athletic or Solihull Moors. 24 is Boreham Wood. 25 is Buxton. 26 is Ipswich or Oldham. 27, AFC Wimbledon. 28, Harrogate Town. 29, Hartlepool United or Wycombe Wanderers. 30 is Walsall. 31, Swindon Town. 32, Bolton or Stockport. 33, Charlton Athletic. 34, Oxford United or Bristol Rovers. 35 is Tranmere Rovers. 36, Leyton Orient. 37, MK Dons or Stevenage. 38 is Lincoln City. 39, Port Vale. And number 40 is Gateshead or Altrincham as well. And with Mike standing by, I'm sure, to go through the draw. I'm sure he's seen the match tonight. And Mike, very good evening to you. We'll be coming to you again in a few minutes when the draw is ready. But just to get your thoughts, Mike, JB gave out the player of the match to Conor Ripley tonight, the Salford goalkeeper. What did you make of his performance tonight, Mike?
Yeah, good evening, fellas. Yeah, he had a lot to do tonight, but he did everything he needed to do really, really well. Made some really, really good saves as well to keep the score at 1-0. And, you know, I think, as I think it was mentioned earlier on in the programme, that Dagenham really could have gone on and won this game with the chances that they had. So, you know, to give it to the keeper's fair shout. And you know, the medical staff deserve a mention as well. Of course, they were very quick to the scene at the end of the game there as well. And of course, I echo the same as what you, JB, and everyone else have said at the end there, that we hope that the fan is going to be okay and it's nothing too serious.
Yes, and JB, this is the second time he's had to cover one of those. Hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully you're okay, JB, after commentating on yet another one of those medical emergencies.
Yeah, I'm okay. Hopefully that wasn't hopefully it wasn't anything serious. It didn't look to be anything life-threatening, although there was a stretcher out there. Probably might have been a dislocation or a leg break or something like that. Probably just one of those things. Obviously, I'm sure that the person involved, the person concerned, is going to be okay. But having said that, though, what a cup tie it was, and I'm gutted for Dagenham and Redbridge. It was a really good game, and I think they were inspired by St Albans last night. They really gave it a good go, and unfortunately, I think they just bumped into Connor Ripley. He was just far too good. His goalkeeping. It was a goalkeeping masterclass. I mean, he chucked away points against Exeter last week in League Two, but I tell you what, tonight he's more than made up for it now, and Salford are very lucky to get through. But if they didn't have Ripley in goals tonight, guys, there's no doubt at all that Dagenham and Redbridge would have been in the draw for the second round coming up.
Yes, JB will come back to you a bit later on, my friend, and Chris Wyman, a very good friend of mine, and also JB's as well. He said he would love to see Boreham Wood draw Colchester or Ipswich. He says that would be a great local derby. That, Mike, with your boys Stevenage in the second round draw, with that draw at the weekend against MK Dons. Should you get past MK Dons, what sort of tie are you looking forward to seeing Stevenage get this evening?
I'd love St Albans. I think St Albans against Stevenage would be great. And have a local derby, that one as well. I think St Albans would be a great one. There's a few other ones in there that would be great as well. I think Burton would be good, obviously, with the Dino Monria coming up against Stevenage. That'd be great. So there's a few, but I think St Albans Stevenage would be a really good game. Yeah, especially if it was away. I'd enjoy that a lot.
Yes, and great coverage yesterday, Mike, as I already mentioned, on that St Albans game yesterday. Chris Wyman with an update here on that supporter, guys, and he says regarding the supporter, their suggestions that it was an head injury, hopefully not life-threatening, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it is not life-threatening. Then we'll get JB's reaction to the draw for the game as well later on, and we'll get Mike's thoughts on the Stevenage part of the draw after we've got JB's thoughts on the second round draw.
Stevenage Rotherham, Russ, do you fancy it? Away day for Stevenage at Rotherham? I'll come and meet you.
If that is the case, Mike, and is played on the Saturday, that'll be a good. I'd probably go to that one, because if it's on the Sunday, Mike, I probably won't be able to go, because it's played on the weekend of the Saturday, the 4th of December, and on the 5th, Leeds United are at home to Brentford, where I'm hopefully going to be at. So hopefully, if it is Rotherham against Milton Keynes or Stevenage, it's played on the Saturday, and hopefully I can go to see that and hopefully get to meet up with you, my four, which we've something like we have not done yet, and I know me and JB's not met up yet either. So hopefully one of the games where say Rotherham take on Burnley, if they get past round 2, Rotherham United, and then draw Burnley at New York Stadium. Hopefully I get to meet up with another fellow commentator, the commentary being JB as well. So we hopefully gain the draw very, very shortly. The draw, Mike is standing by ready to go through the draw once they're ready for the draw to be done and to be started. I'll hand over to you, Mike, ready for that one, but should be a good game. Just a reminder to any Rotherham fans out there listening to our coverage tonight, you are ball number 9. If anyone wants a reminder of what ball number your team's going to be in the second round draw, just let me know in the comments, and I'll get to you very, very soon. And like JB says, the draw is not far away. We're just waiting for that to take place. It's coming up after the. I've got a monitor here and they just got some advertisements on for the draw, which so we'll go. The draw will be coming up very, very soon. If you want to know the numbers for any specific team, guys, just let me know in the comments and I'll let you know that. But I'll just quickly run through them again very, very quickly because the draw will be coming up very, very soon. So number 1 is Bradford City or Exeter. 2, Mansfield. 3, Sutton. 4, Sheff Wednesday or Plymouth. 5, Salford. 6, Carlisle. 7, Yeovil. 8, Dagenham. 8, Doncaster, should I say. 9, Rotherham. 10, Portsmouth. 11, Gillingham or Cheltenham. 12 is Morecambe. 13, Barrow. 14, Burton. 15, Colchester. 16, Northampton or Cambridge. 17, St Albans. 18, Shrewsbury. 19, FC Halifax Town. 20, Chesterfield. 21, Rochdale or Notts County. 22, Kidderminster. 23, Wigan or Solihull Moors. 24, Bournemouth. 25 is Buxton. 26, Ipswich or Oldham. 27 is FC Wimbledon. 28, Harrogate Town. 29 is Hartlepool or Wickham. 30, Walsall. 31, Swindon Town. 32, Bolton or Stockport. 33, Charlton. 34, Oxford United, that is, or Bristol Rovers. 35 is Tranmere. 36, Leyton Orient. 37, MK Dons or Stevenage. 38, Lincoln City. 39, Port Vale. And number 40 is Gateshead or Altrincham. The draw it will be coming up very, very soon, and we'll make sure we bring you that to you this evening. So you can follow the draw live here on the Commentary Hub, JB Sports, Storm FM, J-DAC Football, and also on Twitch, on my personal Twitch, and on the Commentary Hub Twitch as well, and also on our Twitter feed as well. So we'll get ready for the second round draw very, very soon, which what we'll do when that draw is about to be made, we'll hand over to Mike Ornament so he can guide you through the second round draw, which will be happening live. So we'll get that ready for the draw to be made very, very soon. Just waiting for the draw to be made, and we'll just get ready to see who gets who in the next round. And you never know, Mike. Stevenage, should they get through, you'll probably get St Albans City, Mike, and then knowing Stevenage, you'll probably get knocked out in the next round.
Well, knowing us, it'll be Stevenage against St Albans, but then we'll lose to Milton Keynes in the replay. But there's a message there from Chris as well. We put in more info coming out regarding the supporter. Sounds like a young lad has a seizure and hit his head on the way down. So quite a serious thing by the sounds of it, and hopefully the person in question or the young guy in question is going to be all right.
Yes, hopefully he's okay. Thank you for that there, Chris, as well. I just noticed that there, Mike, as we're getting ready for the draw. But like you said, by knowing Stevenage will probably lose the replay or get knocked out by St Albans in the next round. Just seeing some of the action from the first round ties, as I just see Mansfield knocking out Sunderland there. This on the monitor. I'm just seeing Portsmouth now getting through against Arrow in front round.
Didn't Mansfield knock out Sunderland in the first round last year as well?
I think they did, Mike, yeah. FC Halifax Town, the big scorers in the competition. So in the round one with 7 goals, they got the Shaman. Port Vale there just scoring some well-taken goals against Accrington. There was 5 in total for Port Vale. There's the pitch invasion yesterday for St Albans, which we saw yesterday, myself and Mike. And the draw is coming up in a few minutes, I believe. So just bear with us a second. We'll be back in a second. Yes, time for the second round draw very, very soon. But Chris Wyman's just said here, Stewards and fellow supporters reacted really quick to prevent further damage being done. So hopefully he'll be okay. And yes, hopefully everything will be okay with the supporter, Chris. So thank you very much for keeping us informed on what of the latest news coming out regarding the support of the draw. Is going to be made very, very soon on our monitors, and we'll get Mike to go through that again, go through the draw for us in a few minutes. Just seeing some of the goals. Rachel Yankee is one of the people who's going to be picking out the teams from the bowl for the draw. So too Sean Wright Phillips. So those will be the make in the draw for the TV for the FA. And Mike will be bringing you the commentary on that. So Sean Wright Phillips and Rachel Yankee pair against each other. Question for you, Mike. Have you got all the information you need there for which team aboard which number? So or do you want me to just quickly send that over to you?
No, I've got it here. I'm good.
No, it's me. I just thought to just double check with you if you got everything sorted there for the draw. So we'll get ready to hand over to you in a second, mate. Just stand by, my friend.
Okie doke.
So we'll get ready for the draw any second now, and we'll get ready to see when the draw's going to be taken. The draw's going to be taking place very, very soon, and we'll keep everyone up to date who everyone gets, and if your side's in this, we'll keep you up to date with who has got who as well, and who your side gets as well, and make sure you stay tuned for that. The draw is about to take place. Selected balls is 17 St Albans, 19 FC Halifax Town, 22 Kidderminster and 25 Buxton. The draw for the second round of the FA Cup will be getting underway very, very shortly. So, with that in mind, it's time for me to hand over to the man who's going to guide you through the second round draw. He's over to Mike Ornament.
Thank you, Russ. So let's see what this second round draw throws out. Whether we're going to have some local derbies, whether we're going to have some, potential banana skins. We'll see what we're going to have. But looking forward to this one, and it's going to be interesting to see who the first ball out is. And the first ball out is just about to be drawn now, and it is ball number 1. And that, it wasn't number 1, in fact. It looked like it was number 1. It was actually Yeovil Town. They were playing number 37, MK Dons or Stevenage. So straight out, and Yeovil Town there with the first ball against MK Dons or Stevenage. Oxford United or Bristol Rovers next. And they're up against number 3, which is Sutton United. Number 14 next, which is Burton Albion. They're at home. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank side. They're at home to number 39, which is Port Vale. So Port Vale travel to Burton Albion. Next up, number 25, which is Buxton, where the Water's from. They're at home to number 12, Morecambe. So Morecambe have to go to Buxton for the second round. Number 38 is next, which is Lincoln City, because they got to the quarterfinals not long ago, 2017, I believe. And they're at home to number 29, Hartlepool or Wickham. So the winners of that replay go to Lincoln. Then it's 27 out next. AFC Wimbledon are at home. And the Dons are at home to number 11, Gillingham or Cheltenham Town. Next out is number 15, which is Colchester United. They got a home tie. Let's see who goes to Colchester. Of course, they beat Sudbury last time out. They got Wigan or Solihull Moors. So the winners of that replay are going to Colchester. Number 36 next, Leyton Orient. See who goes into London. for the second round. That's number 35. So Tranmere Rovers go to Leyton Orient there. Number 16 next, Northampton or Cambridge are at home. And they're at home to number 1. This Bradford or Exeter. Number 8, Doncaster got a home tie. See who goes to Yorkshire to face off with Doncaster. It's the number 2, Mansfield Town. So that's the reward for their win over Sunderland. Another away tie against Doncaster this time out. So number 30 are at home. That's Walsall. Walsall are at home to the number 31, Swindon Town. Doing well in League 2. Got Harry McCurdy on their books. Another former Stevenage player. They go to Walsall. Number 9 next. It's Russ's Rotherham United. Got a home tie. See who they face off. They're facing number 32, Bolton or Stockport. So it's the winners of that replay that go to the New York Stadium. Number 40, Gateshead or Altrincham are at home. They drew the first game. They've got a replay again. And then they go at home to Charlton in round 2. The winners of that one. Number 24 next, Boreham Wood. Boreham Wood are against number 17, St Albans City. So we're definitely going to have a non-league side in round 3, whether it be Boreham Wood or St Albans City. One of them will certainly be in the round 3 draw. Kidderminster Harriers out next. They're at home. They're at home to number 19, FC Halifax Town. So another non-league side that will definitely be through. Number 6 next, Carlisle United. Let's see who goes to Carlisle. It's the number 18, which is Shrewsbury Town. Travel to Carlisle for the round 2 fixture. Number 5, Salford City. Got there by beating Dagenham, of course, tonight. At home to number 20, Chesterfield. So another tricky tie for Salford. Number 21 next, Rochdale or Notts County. And there against number 4, the winners of Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth. That replay go to either Rochdale or Notts County. 26 next, Ipswich or Oldham. We've got Portsmouth, Barrow and Harrogate left in the draw. So who's going to be the one to go to Ipswich or Oldham? And that is going to be Barrow, the side that travel there. So it's either Portsmouth or Harrogate. Who's going to be the home side? It's Portsmouth at home. And if the draw works itself out as it should, then Harrogate should be the final side there. Number 28. And that is indeed proven. So Harrogate go to Portsmouth. So that sees the draw to a conclusion. I'll run you through the full lot of fixtures in a second when they come out on my screen as well in front of me. But quite a few sides there, of course, have to replay as well. A lot of the replays, I believe, are a week tomorrow and a week Wednesday. But certainly a couple of ties there where there's going to be non-league sides for sure in round 3. Hopefully they're going to put it up on the screen for me here. Doesn't look like they're going to. I'll see if I can get them up on my end in full there, because it's not showing them on the screen for some reason. They just wanted to cut the program short. So I'll throw back to you for a minute, Russ, while I get the full fixtures and then run through them again, if that's all right.
Yes, that is fine, Max. There's just been the second round draw live with Mike Orneman. So thank you very much to Mike there. Mike will run through the ties again in full. And then once we've got them in full, we'll get the thoughts of JB, and then we'll round out a Mike, and then we'll round out the programme for the draw this evening. So we'll try and get you the full draw very, very soon with Mike. So hopefully he'll be able to fetch us the full draw for the FA Cup second round in a minute or so. But JB, your initial reaction to some of the ties that's been drawn out this evening, mate?
Well, what a draw for Buxton. I'm really pleased with them. I mean, it's going to be a tricky one more for Morecambe. I mean, I follow Morecambe quite a bit, being in Lancashire, and I think, but I think drawing a League One side, and Morecambe are doing okay in League One at the moment, and performing above expectations in that. And it's not going to be an easy trip, but Buxton, hopefully, they'll get BBC or ITV will get down there to Derbyshire and cover that one, because I think after what they did at York on Saturday, I think they deserve a shot at the big time. Buxton, they sound like a good little club. Lots of part-time footballers. They've got a terrific team spirit by the looks of it as well, judging by the highlights I saw in their win over York. So I'd love their game to be televised. Harrogate, difficult draw for them, I'm afraid, going down to Pompey. It's going to be a long trip. I think it might be a fruitless one for them. But the Buxton one really stands out as the big draw, and I'm so pleased that they've got a league side at home, and hopefully, as I said, TV can get down there and cover the game, because to a club like Buxton, they will have won the lottery. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely, JB. We'll get your thoughts again in a few moments' time, my friend. And Mike, have you managed to get them in full on your side just yet, mate?
I'm still looking at the moment. It's not come through as of yet. It's quite slow at coming through tonight for some reason, but I'll be able to get it in a sec.
Well, I've got them in full here, Mike, so I'll just run through them in full for you, mate.
Perfect.
Instead, so I've just got them in full again here. So it's Yeovil Town versus MK Dons or Stevenage, Oxford United or Bristol Rovers against Sutton, Burton against Port Vale, Buxton against Morecambe, Lincoln v Hartlepool or Wickham, AFC Wimbledon against Gillingham or Cheltenham, Colchester against Wigan or Solihull Moors, Leyton Orient v Tranmere, Northampton or Cambridge against Bradford or Exeter, Doncaster against Mansfield Town as well in round 2. Walsall against Swindon, Rotherham against Bolton or Stockport, Gateshead or Altrincham versus Charlton, Boreham Wood against St Albans, Kidderminster against Halifax, Carlisle versus Shrewsbury, Salford against Chesterfield, Rochdale or Notts County against Sheffield Wednesday or Plymouth, Ipswich or Oldham against Barrow, and Portsmouth versus Harrogate Town. Those ties will be played over the weekend of the 3rd of December. So then, Mike, you've just heard me mention then, you did the draw as well. You heard who Stevenage have gone, Mike, before I go back to JB. So, Mike, first of all, your thoughts on Stevenage's draw, should they get past MK Dons in the replay?
So it's a really interesting one. Yeovil away, managed by a former Stevenage manager, Darren Sowell. He was a Stevenage manager. He managed the reserves. He managed the youth. He, worked with the seniors and then managed the seniors as well. Then they've got loads of ex-Stevenage players playing for him as well. Dale Gorman, Charlie Lee, Luke Wilkinson. So it would certainly be a good draw if we get past Milton Keynes. And yeah, it'd be nice to see some friendly faces and familiar faces as well, and hopefully knock them out of the cup. But yeah, got to get past Milton Keynes first. But then if we do that, Darren Sowell against Revell. Interesting.
Yes, absolutely. And JB, looking at the ties again, mate, as I've just read them out there, what's the standout tie for you, my friend? I know you've already mentioned one, but is there any other standout ties for you, JB?
Well, Chesterfield away at Salford. If Chesterfield play like anything like Dagenham and Redbridge do and have that cutting edge, then I think it could be a tough ride for Salford. Boreham Wood against St Albans. What a game that's going to be, as as Mike was saying there during the draw, a non-league team potentially in the third round to draw one of the big boys. Now, there is an incentive for either St Albans and Boreham Wood to get through. What an opportunity for those two clubs. I think that is going to be really, really good. But I think a decent draw, but the one that really, as I say, Buxton against Morecambe. I think Buxton have hit the jackpot. Obviously, there's a few ties that need sorting out because we've got replays for a few of them. I think it'll become clearer once the replays have gone, finished in about 10 days from now, or whenever they finish off. I think Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth, I thought could be a cracker down at Plymouth. I thought it was a bit disappointing at Hillsbury yesterday. I watched the whole game back this morning, and apart from the odd airy moment for Bailey Peacock Farrell, I didn't think there was much to write home about. But as I say, I'll finish with this. Looking back over the weekend, I think it's been the FA Cup. People say the romance of the Cup is killed, storm dead. Honestly, I mean, seen most of the games. We've covered 4 outstanding cup ties that have been on TV. Mike had the story of the round with St Albans. Great result for them yesterday. I almost had a story as well. You could have had a story on Friday, but Colchester were just too good for Sudbury. And the same could be said for Banbury, really. But we've seen some terrific results. I mean, great result there for, you've got to look at Mansfield as well. Sunderland are out. 1973 winners, they're out. There's been some real shocks. So, you've got to put Mansfield up there as a giant killer, knocking out Sunderland, Buxton for sure, St Albans. They've been the headline stealers. And I tell you what, if anyone says to you or to Mike or to me, the romance of the FA Cup's dead, we'll tell them to think again, because I'll tell you what, this weekend, it's been refreshing to cover the lower end of the market in the first round of the Cup. To get away from doing Premier League stuff, we've had plenty of good stuff in that this weekend, but to cover the FA Cup, it's been refreshing, and it's, it's still, I don't know what it is about the FA Cup that gets us all wild up with excitement, but even in the first and second rounds, but there's something exciting. There's always something exciting when it's Cup weekend, whether it's the first, second round, or even the semi-finals or the final. The FA Cup is just the greatest cup competition in the world, and that's for a reason. I mean, it's in its 150th year, lads, in case you've forgotten. And, I think the competition's in rude health, and I think it's getting better than ever. So, the FA Cup's in good health, and I think we've got a really good second round draw to savour. When the third round comes in January, that's when it really will hot up. Hopefully, for one of St Albans and Boreham Wood. What an opportunity for those two clubs.
Yes, absolutely. There, JB. And just before we finish, Mike, for you, what is the tie of the round in your opinion? Maybe you've heard a couple of ties there from JB with the Buxton one, and then also the Boreham Wood St Albans one. But is any other standout ties in there for you, Mike?
The Buxton one has to be, certainly. I do think that they got a good home draw there as well. It's going to be good to get them at home, and hopefully they can get some TV money for that as well. And it's a winnable game. They are facing a side from a higher division, but that didn't stop them last time out, so they can certainly maybe put on a surprise in there and do something similar to what St Albans did. And as for St Albans against Boreham Wood, that's going to be an interesting game as well. They're certainly two big ties. But yeah, for me, it has to be the Buxton one, and I really want them to go on and get to the third round as well, and maybe face off with like a derby or something. That'd be interesting to see how they do then. Because isn't it I'm sure that'd be quite interesting to see if they can knock somebody like Derby out, and maybe then go on a bit of a run and get to like the quarterfinals or something like that. Imagine that, Buxton in the quarterfinals. There you go.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Don't forget international weekend coming up, and we'll have some international coverage as well from some of the World Cup qualifiers from the home nations. We'll also have some of the women's football as well. We're from the team here, the commentary hub on the FA Cup weekend, which we have covered tonight and this past week and the past since Friday night. Thank you very much for listening. From myself, from Mike, from JB, and everyone else at the team, thank you very much for listening to the FA Cup coverage this weekend. We're back with exclusive FA Cup coverage in round number 2 from all of the team here. Good night.